For you, the president.
That's Not Why You Called. Hosted by Lefty.
I deserve to be blown.
Dr. Chiz.
One more chance.
And as always, Hutch.
You make me want to smoke.
Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. It's That's Not Why You Called.
And here we go.
Welcome to the Lefty Show, episode number 5. I am your host, Lefty. I apologize for that. Here's how bad I am. I started playing the intro thing on my little iPod here, and I didn't plug in the audio cable to the board. So I hit play, and it just started playing, and I'm like, that sounds odd. It sounds like it's playing in the room with me. It's because it was, and I'm an idiot. And so I had to plug in the cable while it was drawing power to draw volume, and so you might have heard a little popping, and that was my fault because I'm bad. But anyway, I'm sorry. Welcome, That's Not Why You Called, episode 5. I'm your host, Lefty. Over there, of course, is at Dr. Chiz, my wonderful co-host, and our lovely producer, Katie. Hello, Katie. And is that our returning guest? Is that zombie catatonic Hutch? Wait. No, that's the real Hutch. That's the real Hutch.
Mistake the two.
Yeah.
It's not him.
No.
Thanks for calling me ugly, Lefty.
Was I calling you ugly? I love your Rastafarian hat.
Thanks.
I love your Rastafarian hat. I do. It's awesome. And your dreadlocks.
Thanks for saying that.
That don't like, match the rest of your hair. But anyway, Hutch is here, everybody. Back again.
Yay!
Again. So many comments of everybody. Where's Hutch? Where's Hutch? Where's Hutch? Here he is. So quiet.
I feel bad. I feel bad because I popped on for the last couple episodes of the Lefty Show, the last few episodes.
And the first one for That's Not Why You Called. You were here for the first one.
You're right. You were here for the first one.
Yeah.
So that counts.
All I can say, I can try to apologize to you guys.
Fuck! Did I say the Lefty Show? People are saying damn it. Sorry.
Son of a bitch. No, I don't blame you.
Now you know why Hutch wasn't here.
Yeah. But I want to say that just like life got really busy, but I do want to make the effort to come on the show. That's why I'm here.
And that's all we can expect from you, Hutch, and we appreciate it.
Are you cool with that? You went to it's the whole rebranding and everything. Is everybody else happy? I don't know where Chiz is at.
Hate you.
Chiz and Katie, I'm not sure.
You
like,
obviously
where you guys
haven't
are
been
at with
watching the last 3 shows because this has just been a Hutch just shitting on Hutch fest over here.
Oh Jesus!
That's all we've been doing. He sucks at
sure
video games. He sucks at YouTube. All he does is copy nanners. Like it's all over the place.
I want to quote some of the best YouTube comments. I've lost all respect for you.
All right, get it out of your system, gentlemen. Get it out of your system. It's okay.
That's not what you called.
I can't even look at you.
There you go.
God, I can't believe I said Lefty Show. Fuck.
Good job.
This is why he was gone, because I'm just so completely unprofessional. All right.
Right back at you, Chiz.
That's
Fuck
all
all you. Anyway, welcome to That's Not Why You Called.
I'll do this.
Yeah, that looks good.
No, I think that's good. That's good. Anyway, what the fuck were we talking about?
We were talking about your general resentment of me.
Yeah.
Copying manners.
He doesn't play with us at all. He doesn't make an attempt to play with us. We don't have enough
Dude,
subs.
I don't play with like anybody these days.
No
it's
dick
like
pic.
a lot of.
Yeah, no dick pics in like a week.
Well, I can't say that I'm
He
slacking
didn't
on.
like him. I sent him somebody who didn't like him.
It's not that I didn't like him. I just didn't think the lighting was that good.
Did he shame you for sending them? Was he like, no, Chiz, no?
Put effort in my pics.
Well, you just set up a lamp, man. If you're using an iPhone, it's going to autofocus. It's going to be blurry. What you sent me just kind of looked like a pack of like earthworms that stuck together.
All right, now you're just being really offensive for no reason.
It's like a combination of a pig's tail and like a roll of quarters.
You know
what
what?
I'm
High
thinking
school
of.
was a bitch, okay? So really, thank you for bringing up bad memories.
Yeah, well, thanks for tugging at my little feels as soon as we start Every time we start the show, I feel like I'm verbally assaulted by you guys. Can we say something nice to each other? Is that possible?
I introduced Katie as our lovely producer, Katie, every show.
Oh, okay.
So Katie gets something nice said about her. But fuck all you if you say anything nice about Katie, I'm going to punch you in the face. Jerks.
Are you jealous, Lefty?
He's
I
very
can be jealous, yeah.
So can I. It pisses me off. I've never been jealous before. And now all of a sudden I'm uncomfortable with my, I feel, no, I'm not even, it's too personal. But
Yeah,
I've
it's
been
too
getting,
personal.
super
moving on.
jealous lately, and I've never been like that before.
I don't know. I don't. People see it as some ultimate taboo, but I don't necessarily see it as that. As long as it doesn't get out of control.
Can't change DNA.
Too often.
No. I think we're kind of programmed to be jealous, aren't we? Is it up to us to be jealous and not?
Well, we're
not
jealous of
react to
everything,
it?
not just significant others. We're jealous of everything, the have and the have-nots.
Yeah,
That's the way we are because we want to own everything, and
I feel like it's maybe I was just in denial of how human beings work, but just lately it's just been popping up for me. It's fucking stupid.
You want to lie down on the
Cigarettes.
couch?
Yeah, you wanna therapize me
How
for a
does
little
that
bit?
make
I
you
wouldn't
feel?
mind it.
I'll analyze your dreams. You killed
no.
your
He means
father and fucked your
analyze.
mother.
He'll analyze your dreams.
Oh
what he's
yeah.
gonna do.
Don't tease me now. Don't tease me.
Does anybody else feel dirty when they're typing analyze?
No.
No. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why?
It's justifiable, though,
Where do you start?
What does that word even look like?
because he has to type in anal.
Anna?
Anal?
Oh.
Katie didn't
Well,
want to say.
I mean,
but I type anal and I'm just like, so. I don't know. But that's just me, I guess. Anyway, as we always start off, we like to talk about what we've been doing on our respective channels. There are links in the description for everybody here, except for Katie, because she doesn't have. Well, she does have a YouTube channel. She just doesn't upload to it because she doesn't want to. In every single video, I've been uploading a lot of. I've finished out my round of. I'll start, by the way, fuckers.
Whoa,
Hey.
bro.
that was unnecessarily hostile.
Really didn't give us an
apologize.
opportunity to butt in. You just thought, we're going to talk about this, and fuck you guys. I'm going to keep going.
I'm sorry, that just got real hostile real quick. No, but I thought it flowed well.
Joe Rogan's not mean to his co-hosts.
Yeah, well, Joe Rogan's a millionaire, so Joe Rogan can afford to not get.
Joe Rogan is kind of mean to his co-host sometime, though.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well,
He-
then
he
fuck
gives-
Joe Rogan.
Oh.
Fuck Joe Rogan.
We're going up head to head with him right now. Right now, we are head to head with Joe Rogan. So you should
Not even
like
on
the
iTunes.
stream.
What the hell are you talking about?
We're going head to head. He live streams. He's on YouTube or Ustream right now.
He's on Ustream right now.
Right now.
Oh, okay. Does he do it? Is it regular days? Is it like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or is it whenever he has time he does it?
It's
It's been a while since I've listened to that podcast. I can't remember.
No, I don't know. I think it's just kind of like whenever he does it, like whenever he notifies people on Twitter and he just goes and does his thing.
There's really famous people just do it whenever they want to.
Right. So we have
what
to
it
have a
is?
schedule because we can't, develop a real following. Anyway, what the hell was I talking about? Katie?
Your respected YouTube channel and fuck us.
Right, but I had a lead-in for it because we were talking about
Katie.
Katie, because I finished out uploading my hidden videos where I play with Katie. Katie and I played for like 2 hours or something, and I got a lot of footage from that, and it was really funny. But on every single video, there's one guy that comments, Katie needs to make a channel. Katie needs to make a channel. Katie make a channel. Katie
Each
upload
time
videos.
it's top comment.
And it's top comment, but it's like she doesn't want to. But every time, everybody's clamoring verbal diarrhea for Katie to create a channel, and she does. She just doesn't want to. But I've got.
Is there any particular reason for that, or is it time constraints?
Well, yeah, full-time work in college, it's kind of difficult.
Totally. Yeah.
She's a
All right, I'm just
member of
curious.
Society. It's weird.
But I'm uploading Payday, the heist. Played Payday with Burns and Jimmy and Kyle, Mr. Technical Difficult. We actually won. I beat the fucking first level.
Yep.
Easy one.
Couldn't
Game's
believe
really hard.
Good job.
It's really fucking hard.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I should feel good about beating.
What do you
it
mean? Is it? We played 2 when we did Payday.
Yeah, but I
and
thought
that
we were just
fucking
bad. I
horribly.
thought we're just bad, like really bad.
I want to see someone do the the hardcore difficulty, whatever the most difficulty there is.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that done because normal is a pain in the asshole.
Normal's super hard. Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Difficult as shit.
I felt good about beating that, and I.
So pat on the back for you for
Well, I just
carrying
ran.
them.
I just ran when,
Yeah.
when the vault opened and those guys and Burns and everybody else started getting shot to hell and they all went down. I just ran.
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck this! I'm out!" And I started running, and luckily I was able to make it. So you
ran
can
off with all the
beat
fucking
payday
money.
levels. What?
You ran off with all the fucking money.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It's fine.
Sometimes that's all you can do in that game. That game is super, super, super hard. I
Mm-hmm.
would not get down on yourself for.
But Payday
For,
2 is coming out soon, and pre-sale on Steam now. So go check it out if you're.
It was out in August, which is an interesting month.
Why is that
Ah.
an interesting month?
Because usually summer's a lull time for a game, and I feel like this year it hasn't been the case with so many different indie games and stuff like that. Usually summer's the lull.
So if you're gonna get Payday 2 and you want to go on Steam and pre-order it right now, you can. It's available for you to do so. Chiz, what do you been got going on over there? You've been uploading again. You've been still uploading. Yeah.
I upload every day for an entire week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. Baby steps.
I did Surgeon Simulator because I want to play that game. What else did I do? I did something else. Oh, more Risk videos, which are fucking awesome that people like those. Don't hate. Yeah, I just shit on everyone. You just don't want to compete. I make people cry. I do.
All right.
Risk is to me as chess is to Hutch.
Do you play? Is it a Steam game or is it a separate game?
It's
Is
Steam
it
game.
Steam?
Risk
Okay.
Factions. And I put up a CSGO video today. And I have some TTT with some retards going
Wait,
up.
you got footage
days.
out of last night?
Dude, out of last night, I maybe got a video, maybe 2 videos. I have to go through like 2.5 hours worth of fucking shit and cut it.
Because we
into
couldn't
something.
get into goddamn servers for some reason.
There were some funny moments, so I'm gonna cut something out of there.
That's cool. Hutch, you got anything interesting in the coffers? You're talking a little bit
Just
about.
still doing a lot of trials. I still really like that game, and I posted a chess video after a long time of. I posted chess videos way back in the day, and I've seen it peppered in comments throughout the years of people saying you should make more chess videos, and I've just been in the mood to try something new because I don't know about you guys, but if I do the same thing for too long, like a month, 2 months, then I start to feel restless. I start to feel like I have this. It's just in me where I have to do something else, and.
For sure.
I thought that was a good time to try it out, and it like was received so well. I was so surprised. I was so surprised by that, and then streamed for a little bit last night. Chiz was in there as a moderator.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun too. So it's been fun, like doing something totally new, and then having it be fun right away. It kind of gets you a little energized. Gets you, I think everybody needs that. If you're posting videos on YouTube, you need to find a way to like re-energize or re-enthusiase yourself.
Re-enthusiase. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're making up words left and right here. I like that word actually, re-enthusiase.
Re-enthusiase. I am enthusiased to be invigorated once again.
Or it could be like re-enthusiasticize. Might be a more apt-
Re-enthusiasticated?
Yeah, there you go. I like that word better. Katie even liked that word. Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of it right now. And I was thinking about doing some. Like I got lots of stuff in my head, but you guys ever have ideas, but you're reluctant to start actually taking the time to sit down and plan out how you want to do it, or
I've
you know
had
what I'm trying to say?
similar.
You
I've had
basically sit on ideas for maybe weeks at a time before you're ready to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
We want to execute it properly.
Yeah, and I've sat on ideas probably not as intricate as you. It's for me it's more of I guess playing games and different ways to deliver thoughts that I might have without necessarily having to do just to turn on the camera like this and go. And I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I could do that, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it, now. And then I get all ready to do it. I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do something
Yeah,
else.
it makes sense. Yeah,
I've been trying to play Fallout for like 3 weeks now, and I keep like, I'm gonna stream it tomorrow, and then I'll take the stream and put videos up, and then like tomorrow rolls around, I'm like, do I really want to jump into Fallout right now?
I think maybe that has a little that has to do with fear, like a little bit of fear. I'll always have an idea, and usually if it's something that I really enjoy doing, or if it's something that I get excited about, it always just seems to work out.
Mm-hmm.
And but like there's always fear of doing something totally new, and I don't remember that being the case before. I think the longer you do it, the more you're just kind of programmed to be afraid of trying something new. But
I think you're just a pussy.
Yeah.
Pussy.
well, sure. There's
You put
that
up
might be the
chess. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you've got that. You've
put
got
up
that going
chess.
for you. People, you put up you playing chess for 45 minutes, and people are like,
I
"Oh
put
my
up-
god, I love
I
it."
put up Risk.
Yeah, nobody
People
gives a
loved
shit.
it. Everybody loved it.
No,
They want-
okay.
And yeah.
These are still hostile. What's going on here? What did I do? You need to talk it out. What's up?
I don't know
Tell me
why
why.
he's such a jerk when it comes
What?
to
Oh,
Risk.
come on.
I'm like, yo, you should get it, and we should play. It's $5.
Because I said I don't want to. I just don't want to play Risk. I don't see it as being entertaining for my channel, and that's it. And you keep on me, and you're the one that makes it about, yeah, it is entertaining for YouTube. Because I just couched it as, it's just my channel. I don't think my people would respond to that.
Okay, well, just for the sake of conversation, so let's see if we can divert this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you feel like Risk wouldn't be received well on your channel?
I think it's because it's not very action-packed. It is very much centered on the interactions. And
Sure.
as of right now, my channel isn't really... it doesn't respond as well to that as I would hope it would.
What's your litmus test to have a reference from?
Let's see, what is my litmus test? I think playing Arma, playing Wasteland, is like that because there's a lot of downtime, and there's a lot of downtime, and then build up to a crescendo. But that crescendo, you would have to play for like 6 hours to get enough high marks in terms of activity to make a single 7-minute video. So just posting long play versions of that, I think is kind of a good proxy or facsimile to that.
Have you guys ever gone on Twitter or hopped in your comments and just asked people like, what would you like to see, and then just took the feedback and ran with it? Or do you live by the philosophy of like, I need to be the one that makes those kind of decisions, and if I focus too much on what subscribers or followers wants,
A little bit of both. A little bit of
a
both.
little bit of both.
Yeah, I think a little
Because sometimes I'll need like I won't so much say what should I play. I'll give them like options of things I'm debating on, like what would you like to see and what would you like to see first, and then they can vote on it or whatever. So that way it kicks me in the ass to go and actually execute one of those ideas.
Yeah, it's tricky because you don't want to get so burnt out that you're just pandering. That you're just like, I'm out of ideas. Give me ideas. Like everyone always wants to be the one that's creatively coming up with this shit. But I don't know, it never hurts to get in there and just ask people like, what do
But
you guys
also,
like
I
about
think
the channel? What do you guys don't like about the channel? And then
I think
the
at the same
feedback is just there instantaneously. And
I think at the
that's kind
same
of cool-
time, though, you're not necessarily getting a lot of feedback from your viewer base, because look at the ratio of how many people watch versus how many people comment. So the people that comment, they're vocal about it, and if they say we will watch, or if you can collectively decide that, okay, the people that from the comments of this video, people will watch this, well, that's great, but that's not everybody, and that's not in some cases that's not even close to everybody. And there are a large contingent of people that if they see a certain kind of video, they won't even click on it, and they won't even comment, like just not even going to have anything to do with it. So I think it's that coupled with
you have to take a risk.
Jose.
I wanted to do the funny pun, but you do, because if that were the
Such
case,
an
Lefty,
awful
you
pun.
would still be
Bad
doing
puns.
Call of Duty videos. We would all still be doing COD only if that were the case. You have to throw something out there.
If what was the case?
you're saying that, you know, the vocal minority that say, yeah, you should play this or whatever, is not necessarily what everyone would watch. Well, if you have to take that initial risk at some point, because look, now you upload the hidden, trials, TTT, all that.
Yes,
if you went by that logic, you'd still be playing COD, and so would the rest of us.
That's true. However, I think the other side of my point is also I think I need to be pulling the train that is my channel. I need to be the one making the decisions. I don't want to completely pander. So my decision to move away from strictly Call of Duty and really, in effect, to move away from Call of Duty completely, because I'm not at all. I doubt I'm even going to buy COD Ghosts on any platform.
Since fucking February.
And it's not. Maybe it's bad versus good. Whatever.
There's a dog in COD Ghost.
Oh yeah, dogs. Xbox One, dogs, COD, buy now, fuckers.
I still love Black Ops 2, man. I've been playing again in the last week. The only thing is, it's just my skill level has gone down over the years, so it's hard for me to enjoy it as much because I just can't do as well as I used to. Not that I was ever that great.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watch other people like Nadeshot and Scump, and I can't watch someone like that without wanting to be able to do it myself, and to do what they're able to do in COD takes just hours and hours and hours and hours of playing every day, and
I don't have
so many hours in the day.
I only had that in me during COD 4, where I could sleep, breathe, and eat COD. That's the only time I felt like that. Every other COD, it's been like, this is fun. I always get burnt out eventually, and through the years, it's just my fuse has gotten shorter.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's the COD that you started with, or maybe that was like one of the first CODs that you started with. And a lot of the people, like, I get surprised when I see people in comments saying, well, I started on Modern Warfare 3, that was my first COD. I shouldn't be surprised because video games and COD are just becoming more and more...
Right.
I don't know if commercial is the word because it's always been commercial, but it's just so many new...
Mainstream?
Gaming is just, it's in the process of blowing the fuck up right now, and it's still been blowing up over like the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. That kind of goes back to what you were talking about before, Chiz, about the summer being usually the lull time.
Right.
It seems like we're headed to a place where gaming is just like a norm, like a thing that everyone does, either on their phone or on their tablet, or almost everyone I know has a console at this point. So I think that we're going to be seeing a lot more AAA games during summer, and then the indie.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I think just the entire environment's been rich. Like, not necessarily just AAA games, but like Payday is not a AAA game. It's not an indie game either, but it's it's in that middle area. But I mean, that's a hit too. There's a bunch of indie games that come out during the summer that are really good games. I mean, look at Minecraft, for example. I don't know the exact month it came out, but that's an indie game too.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah.
So I just think it's like it's leveled off. Like, usually you have the spring, and then you've got fall where shit's hectic as hell, and then the summer is where everybody's doing shit. They're going out. They're not watching videos. But now it's just like there's shit coming out every week, whether it's DLC or a new game.
I think that people would watch videos more during the summer. They're not
people like I would. It depends on what kind of, if you're more introvert or extrovert, I would think.
Yeah, sure. I guess. I mean, but like if you're looking at like just college, I mean, college or high school, it's just you're not in school, so you have no time to do that kind of stuff. It depends. But home. I guess it's like what you said. It just depends on the person. Because some people when they go off for summer, they take off for like a month or something like that. They're not even
right. They go on vacations and whatever.
Overrated. My computer's my vacation. You want to see Maui? I'll pull up Maui right now.
Yeah. Probably pull up a live stream from Maui right now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the difference,
Fiji from Google
and
Earth.
I don't have to feel all the heat, so it's kind of a win-win.
Maui is fucking incredible, though. Have you ever been to Maui?
I think I
awesome.
might have been as an infant. I think my parents went to Hawaii and took me along for some reason. I have no idea why, but I think I may have been to Maui, but I was not aware of it or myself at all.
I went there one time when I was 20 years old for like a week. My parents have a timeshare out there. I don't know why I'm ashamed to say that, but my parents just love their timeshare so much. They love it so much. It's so cute, embarrassing at the same time. But we're not rich either. It's just like they really value they travel to Europe a lot and they travel to Hawaii a lot. They really value that time. But I went there one time, and it was nuts because it was hot and humid, and then out of nowhere, it was the hardest rain I've ever experienced in my life, and it was gone in 10 minutes, and it was right back to being hot. It was just, the water was totally translucent. You could see down to the bottom of the ocean with all the tiny little fish and tortoises swimming around like
that's
80, 90 feet. It was gorgeous. It was awesome. I'd love to go back one day.
Well, you got all your YouTube money. You can go back. You can move
There you
there.
go. You're pretty close. Just take a boat.
Make this weird, man.
Do what the Cubans do. Just take a boat.
Or a door.
On to the next topic. On to the next
Or a door.
Yeah.
A boat or a door.
Refrigerators float, I've heard.
Do
I'll
they
just
really?
swim there. On to the network.
Oh, please do. Put a GoPro on and stream you swimming to Maui. God.
That would be awesome.
Day one. Well, the shark only bit 1 foot, so...
Am I sitting in a chair made of gold or something like that? Is this like a diamond encrusted
No,
pair
you see,
of Astros?
relative to
Just
us,
with-
you're the tops. You're the guy.
Yeah.
But
Quit making it weird and talking about it in those
No,
terms.
I am gonna talk about
I
it
don't
like
look
that.
at it like that.
Well,
I don't
I
think
do.
of it in those terms. It's alienating, though, Lefty. Think about it. If you
I'll
had people
alienate the
talking to
shit
you
out of you.
That makes me want to come on the show more often. Huh?
Oh,
On to the next topic.
so wait, your absence from the show. Never mind. We're not.
No, it really. I am. Life is busy.
Yeah, no, I saw. So there's some people were getting kind of. I don't want to say mean. They were getting kind of snarky with the comments about being gone. You not being here. Well, no,
That's all you
but
can
it's
do
just
with that.
people get busy. It is what it is.
I mean, we're...
I don't know my life.
We're busy, too, but...
Yeah.
We get
When
kind
you
of
were-
busy, too.
How do
You're
you
on
get
YouTube,
busy?
you can
Just
be-
what the fuck do you got to do? That
He's gotta
damn
play
right.
Risk and just look in the other
He's
direction.
Yeah.
He's got to play
You know how
Risk.
long it takes
What
to
is
set
in
that
that?
shit
What
up?
is that? Is that the game? Like, is that the special edition or?
Yeah. Oh, he's got everything in there. This
Okay,
is
so-
the board.
So where did you get that?
eBay. Dude,
When
15
did-
bucks for this?
Wait. When did you get that though? Before or after you started playing Risk on Steam?
Oh, shit. After.
I've never played Risk in my life. My
You
friends tried to bug me to play that game for years, and
should've
it's so
listened.
daunting. You look at it and it looks so complicated.
It's the game
No,
of world
it's really
domination. World domination is complicated.
It's
Is it easy
half,
to learn? Is it easy to learn, hard to master? Is that what it is?
I wouldn't even say that. It's 50% smarts and strategy, 50% luck.
Okay. It's
Because
kind of like
it comes down to the dice
50%
roll.
concentrated power and will.
Oh my god.
I was waiting for it.
I
I had it in my head. And I was waiting for
Okay,
someone
so
to
I
say
wasn't
it.
the only one that when he said it's 50%. Okay, but I think the
No.
percentages
No,
were
you were not
different
the
on the
only
song. All right, good.
All
See,
right.
now
Was it
that's
like
why you're on the
back-
show because you get references.
He's like,
There
what?
you go. Is it like backgammon then, where it's or kind of like poker? Because I feel like those games have an element of like backgammon has an element of luck for sure because you're kind of at the whim of how the dice goes. But
I would
where
say
you position your
poker.
pieces is like it makes me
Right.
think it's like 70% skill and 30% luck.
Yeah, I would go with
Even a
those
game like
two.
Rummy too.
But see, the people that I beat say it's 70% luck, 30% strategy and whatnot.
Oh, is that what they say?
And it's kind of true because I could say have 50 troops here taking on 3, and how you win those is who rolls the higher die, and then I could lose like 30 troops to 2 dudes, you know?
Well, how you position yourself on the board, I bet you makes a huge difference.
Are we really talking risk strategy right now?
Yes, we are. He's
Strategery?
interested, damn it.
No. Save that shit for after the show. Jerks.
Sorry, there's no
I'm
big
saying it right
words
here,
in
man.
risk.
Oh my god!
Well,
don't even.
if you
don't
have some
even.
other topics, Lefty,
Fuck you,
then throw
Chiz.
them out
You know
there.
what I do? You know what I have? I have a break that we got to get to, and then when we come back, I want to talk about.
I want to say something. I
do you
would
wanna
like
say?
to shout out
no.
our subreddit.
So, can we talk about the subreddit when you get back?
Yes.
When we come back?
When we
Subreddit?
come back, that's fine. Yeah.
There's a. That's not why you called subreddit. I don't know how Reddit really works. So
I don't
Chiz-
either.
Oh,
Me neither.
Shit. Then who the hell's gonna explain this damn thing?
I'll
You
explain
can
it.
just make a subreddit, I think.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
nothing
can you?
really to explain.
Oh.
Anyway, when we come back from the break,
We'll be talking about the That's Not Why You Called subreddit. We'll be right back.
and vagina boob.
Cocksucker.
That's not why you called. Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. That's not why you called.
He struggles to bring it in. Welcome back. That's not why you called. It's already fading out, bro. Just give it up. Welcoming you back after a quick break. We're going to be talking a little bit about the That's Not Why You Called subreddit that was created apparently 20 days ago, and then there's a new one. There's a new one created today.
Yes, by the only savior COD, and props to him for making it and running it. He's going to compile a link dump for our shows, so whatever we talk about, he'll find the links related to the stories or whatever, and he'll compile that together.
He will? Cool. So check out, what is it called? It's reddit.com/r/TNWYC.
Yep.
TNWYC.
Consistent
Just like the hashtag we use on Twitter if you want to get in touch with the show. I forgot to mention that. You can tweet us using hashtag TNWYC. And, of course, as always, we appreciate everybody for liking the stream. There's one post in the subreddit now, but hopefully there are going to be more.
Go over there and post. I know you all use Reddit.
I don't use
start
Reddit.
using it if we have an active
I don't know how to Reddit or what it
I
does.
don't either. I just know how to comment back.
All I know is I cruise the front page looking for funny stuff, and then I go to r/aw for cute pictures of dogs.
Wow.
Reaction gifs is really funny.
Oh, reaction
Really
gifts is
funny.
right. I found that the other day.
You should go to 50-50 Lefty.
What's 50-50?
It'll give you two things, and you got to pick which one, and usually it's gory.
No, I don't want that. I don't
That's
want
why I
gore.
said you should go there.
Oh,
They have a
because I don't
subreddit
like gore?
called. They have a subreddit called Butt Sharpies, and it's only people that put Sharpie pens in their butt and then take pictures of it. That's all the subreddit is. I don't know how that started as a thing, but
Wow.
that's all it is. It's just pictures of people with Sharpies in their butt.
Okay, if there are people
Like-
cruising
like-
that subreddit, then those should be the same demographic of people that are cruising the That's Not Why You Call It subreddit. I'm calling it out now.
Well, hold on.
Right.
I need a ruling here on in the butt. Are we talking Sharpies in the butt or
What the
Sharpies
fuck do you mean?
in the butt?
Well, he means like is it in the
butt
hole
cheeks?
or just in the butt?
Yeah, in the butthole. That's what. What do you mean in? How can I clarify
resting
in the
in
butt
the-
Like
anymore?
resting in the butt cheeks.
Yeah, can you not hold a Sharpie with just
That's
your
what I
shins
thought.
on?
Yeah, girls got donk. Girls got bubble butts. They can hold that shit. They can.
No, it's in their ass. It's definitely in their asshole.
What? Oh wow, that makes it
I don't know,
infinitely worse.
if you browse Reddit long enough, you'll find some weird things, and then you just can't look away.
I don't
and then
know.
you're clicking on all the links until they're purple. Because you feel like you have no self-worth by the end of it.
Hey,
Oh,
those
yeah.
people
That's
need
what
to
Reddit
set their
does to
game
you.
up and start using Expo markers, all right? Start
Oh yeah, there you go.
using Expo markers.
Step your game up.
Sharpie should be thanking Reddit for the free advertising. Cause like,
I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
so.
because I'm sure
That
Sharpie
kind of
loves
publicity.
having their product pictured up people's asses.
You like writing with Sharpies?
If
How about
any
sticking
publicity-
it up your asshole?
yeah, any publicity is good publicity, right?
But that's not really the
I-
case.
I-
I mean, people say that, yeah, but that's not really the case. I mean,
I'm trying to think of other household products, like
That you could
that you could stick in your
rectum.
butt and create a
yeah, fork Sharpies, which
Oh,
or like utensil
fork butts?
utensil sharp-
Fork butts?
or butt utensils. I'm not sure. Not sure where I'm going with this one.
butt
They
straws.
have so many. What was it? Butt straws?
butt straws. Yeah,
Fart through a straw.
Sure. Yeah.
there you go. Yeah.
See, when you said that, I thought it was people shoving Sharpies up their ass and then drawing things with their ass. I feel like that would be more viable than just, hey, I stuck a pen up my butt. No,
That
it's
would be
like, hey, I
cool.
stuck a
Here's
pen
the
up my
art I
butt and drew
created with
face.
a Sharpie in
Yeah.
my butt.
Yeah, just don't fall. Don't slip and fall.
I have no idea what the history of that subreddit is, or how it got started, or how it became a thing, but it's a thing. It's just, and the cap's
It is a
on. They're not
thing.
doing anything with it. They just stick Sharpies up their ass, take a picture of it, and then.
Oh, the cap's
That's
on,
doing
cookies.
something though. They're not doing anything with it. No. That's
shoving pens up their
that's
butts.
doing a something, and that something is kind of weird.
I'm kind of going back to what Chis said, where it's like they're not drawing anything. It's just sticking it up their ass.
Yeah. One
And
of
it's
those
like-
people
it's like
has
a-
to start drawing something. Come on. Play tic-tac-toe. That's a video right there. You get two of these guys together and make them play tic-tac-toe
They're
with their
crab
asses.
walking
Yes,
over a
yeah.
gigantic piece of paper.
Yeah,
That's a million
Oh
view
my
video
God.
right there. That subreddit.
makes sense.
I like it. All right, lock it down.
my
We need
God.
2 guys to shove Sharpies up their butts and then crab walk over a gigantic piece of paper to play tic-tac-toe.
Do it in the park. Do it in the park.
No,
Do it in the park on one of those spinning tic-tac-toe things.
it's
for
also
kids.
see then it also becomes a troll video because then you can film reactions to it of people in the park that see guys playing tic-tac-toe via their butts. Via the Sharpies in their butts, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Make it happen.
I guess that's a great way to say check out the That's Not Why You Called subreddit.
Yeah, where if you want to shove a Sharpie up your butt,
It'll
not
feature
gonna
us
click that
shoving
link.
Sharpies up our butts and doing stuff, except for Katie. She's not.
Yeah, I'll pass.
She's not going to do that. But the men of the show will, because you're
She's
not a
going-
man unless you shove a Sharpie up your ass and take a picture of it and post it on the internet.
See, that's a slogan for Sharpie now. You're not a man unless you shove a Sharpie up your asshole.
Well, it's mostly
Sharpie.
girls. It's mostly girrs that get upvoted to the top 25. Not
That's
men.
just
No, that makes sense.
discriminating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just
Makes
not
sense.
right.
yeah. It's like Argon Wild. It's always like one dude, like 24 girls or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been to that subreddit in a while. Subreddit's awesome.
Do you see the girl? Maybe it's just a lot of dudes with nice.
No,
hands.
they don't show their. I feel like I would be really good at telling which is which, but you never know in today's world.
I don't know. There's
you
some
know?
trannies out there that could fool you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I've never been to Thailand or anything like that, and I haven't spent too much time
Mm-hmm.
in the Castro district of San Francisco.
Castro.
But
Anyways,
anyway,
what kind of topics we
check
got
out the
going on
That's
today,
Not Why You
Lefty?
Called subreddit. We wanted to talk a little bit. I know the first segment was a little gaming heavy, but also the Xbox One reveal, or the Xbox One hardware reveal. Chiz.
Thank you, Lefty, for qualifying that statement.
They showed software too, though.
That I'm coupling it together.
Okay, so the Xbox One reveal was this week, and Microsoft is kind of getting some heat for their Xbox.
For lots of things.
Lots of things concerning the Xbox One. Some of it funny stuff, just like the name, just the ambiguities of
But
the
do you
name.
get where the name came from? It took me a second to get it.
Well, yeah, because they want
Yeah,
it to
it's
do
an all-in
everything.
one.
Yeah, one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it,
I
but
don't agree with it at all.
it doesn't make any
I think it's-
sense.
Yeah, I think it's bad branding.
They should have just called it Xbox.
Because the whole reason they didn't call the Xbox 360 the Xbox 2, I read, was because they didn't want people to think it was a generation behind PS3.
That's,
Sure, that makes sense. And then
Yeah.
360 so with the 3 in there too. That makes
Yeah.
Yeah.
sense.
But
Makes
then
sense.
so then they're like, "Oh yeah, that's why we do it." Oh, well, PS4, Xbox One. That doesn't really make much
But I feel
sense.
like also PlayStation. I mean, if we're just gonna pick on the names for it, I feel like PlayStation should have broke away from the PS4 thing too. I feel like once you get past 3, you start tagging it with different things. Maybe
Especially
that's just
after
me.
Especially after PlayStation 3 and how it did not perform at the level that they
Yeah.
thought it would. Like that.
I feel like
that was-
slapping a number on the end of it just keep. I mean, it's like COD. I mean, they figured that out pretty quick. They're like, we gotta tie a name to this besides the numerical value of what iteration it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Orbis would have been any better, but certainly there could have been some.
What was
name.
Orbis?
I think Orbis was the rumored, like you know how Xbox 720 was
Right.
named Durango for devs.
Durango, Infinity, which that would have been awful if they
Yeah.
went with Infinity because they're partnered with Comcast,
Mhm.
Xfinity, and Xbox, and then the Xbox Infinity. You would have had some bad branding going on there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
But
I don't think anyone actually thought they were going to call it Durango, but that they usually.
No, it's like the Kinect. The Kinect was called what? The Nexus or something. It had
That would be
an N.
kind of
Natal.
cool though to have
Natal.
something called the Durango.
What was it?
Project Natal. That's
Natal,
what it
that
was.
Oh,
was-
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They
or-
never go by the project names.
Yeah, those are like every game has a similar name too. Like
Yeah.
they have code names to prevent information
In
from
case
being
it
leaked
gets
out.
out.
And Durango was Xbox, and then Orbis was rumored to be what they were internally calling
PlayStation.
PlayStation 4. I totally expected them to come out with a different name, but when they said PlayStation,
Yeah.
maybe they're just. I mean, like
Well,
they.
I wonder what the reasoning is behind the marketing of that. I haven't studied marketing, and I think they've right because they got so much money, they've got to have some kind of smart people that say here, like brand recognition, brand identity, not wanting to, move away.
I don't
from
know,
this or
I
that.
see the Xbox One. And now it's going to get redundant talking about it. The Xbox One One. Because, you know, the reason it's all someone for the current audience they have now, the gamers and whatnot, it really seems retarded, and I agree. But when they're pitching it to be a universal set-top box, and no one's, you know, and say a 50-year-old man's never touched an Xbox before, and you got this Xbox One, they'll look at it differently marketing-wise. For the PlayStation, I don't really see why, considering, like Hutch said, the PlayStation 3, not a flop, but did not perform very well in its market share value.
It's a flop compared to PlayStation 2. I mean, it's not. It wasn't
the number one selling console of all time.
How did the PlayStation 3 got killed by the Xbox? Didn't it too in this current generation?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, well, Nintendo Wii was killing them both for a couple years, and then
Nintendo Wii was the one that kind of opened the eyes of Microsoft and Sony to the idea of appealing more overtly to casual gamers.
Right.
Yeah, and Sony came out with Move.
And those things aren't going away. Like, people were upset. The Kinect and the Move, they'll get better with time. They are not going away.
No, but that's the thing, though. Yeah, they'll get better with time. Okay. But my problem, especially with Microsoft, and this is one of the things they're getting flack about over their reveal of the Xbox One, is that the current the Xbox One will come with Kinect, and it is mandatory. You have to have your Kinect connected.
Yeah.
Is that confirmed, by the way? Is that part confirmed that it has to be connected?
I think so. Yeah, it's mandatory. They say. I don't know how.
I think it was implied. I don't know if that was confirmed.
Okay,
I think it was heavily implied. I'm not saying you're wrong.
And if that's the case, that's not good, because what we have here is, with their insistence on voice controls and something, is that when you turn off, because the Kinect has a camera and a microphone on it, and wherever you put it, let's say they want to win the living room, right? So you're gonna have put it in your living room where your family is, and you're going to have a camera and a microphone that is,
I get what you're going towards,
always on, because don't forget.
It works when it's off. You can. I get where you're going.
It's the
what are you afraid of here? Like some Orwellian like.
But no, he has a.
I'm afraid of people.
He has a case here. You have a case because there are other. Sorry to cut you off. There are other devices that have a camera in them, and they serve no purpose. And I forget. It might have been Intel said, we're going to watch you and use this information for our marketing. They came out and said that. So for Lefty to take that leap and be concerned, it's a legitimate case.
And also the idea that that Microsoft proved that the Kinect can use facial recognition to recognize humans and be able and count people in a room. And so the idea was there was a marketing article a few years ago that talked about how people wanted to use webcams on like DVD or in living rooms to recognize how many people are watching like a rented DVD or Netflix or something, and then charge people based on that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I think
it has to be.
I can't see Microsoft taking any kind of risk in doing that, because if they were doing that secretly or in a clandestine way, or if the blowback from that would completely eradicate them from the console market, which they're dominating right now. I just can't see that.
No, it happened to Sony.
Servers. Why do they have 300,000 servers? What information?
It's not even that. It's not even that. We live in an age.
They have 300,000 servers because gaming's blowing the fuck up right now. Sorry, Lefty, go ahead.
We live in an age where there are constant, like every week or at least once a month, there are huge news stories about the latest security breach in some huge conglomerate system, and how people get into databases and how people get into things like that. And now, once you're going to be running the Xbox One on something that is more akin to a PC on a Windows 8, very much like a Windows 8 operating system.
It's on the kernel.
And there are going to be people that. Like, it's not completely unfeasible that people can design things to go into that you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not going to trust Microsoft.
You could say the same thing for the iPhone with the front cam, though.
Right, I turned my shit off. I turned it off. I turned it completely off, and it goes off. The camera is always on, able to be accessed. It's always drawing power, and I don't think it should be on me to cover it up with tape or turn it around when I'm not using it or anything like that.
I don't know, man. It sounds paranoid.
Security
paranoid
security experts all the time, internet security experts talk about you want to limit the amount of the I forget the buzz term for it, but you want to limit the surface area of your piece of software, whatever it is, for the consumer to access the raw code, to actually get in and make changes to the coding, however that shit.
You're talking about closed source versus open source? Is that what you're referring to?
Kind of, but you don't want to make it as easy for people to get into things. You don't want to give them as many access points when you can bottleneck it and then make that bottleneck very secure. I don't know how that works in practice, but that's the idea.
In practice, it's the same as looking at something like Windows and a Mac, an Apple OS. I mean, Apple is a very closed unit in their OS and everything. That's why it's very hard to get a virus on a Macintosh.
But I don't think it's proper to require something so invasive as a Kinect, as a camera that's always on, that has to work with the system. Now, if it's the case that you can unplug the Kinect and not use it and still have the system work as per the Xbox 360, then fine, okay, like whatever. If the Xbox is cool enough, I'll pay a little bit extra for the Kinect and just never use it. That's no big deal.
Ultimately the consumers decide what kind of world we live in, and if you take a look at what's going on right now with tablets and the fact that there's a camera on everything, then that's just where it's headed. It's not one person. It's not one person making this choice. We are all collectively
also
making this choice. Maybe not consciously all together and having a town hall meeting to discuss it, but that's what's happening. So it's up to the consumer to decide if they want to support that or not.
It's
if
not
you
just
feel
up
like
to
it's
the consumer,
invasive,
though. Microsoft
just don't
can
buy
make
an
the decision.
Xbox.
I won't. As of right now, given, and I wanted to get to this point later. Given what I've seen from the Xbox One reveal, I am not buying an Xbox One. Not going to do it.
Really?
I'm not going to buy one.
You should really watch Personal Interest, Lefty.
I'm not going to buy one because also it came out afterwards. It was, again, heavily implied, though not explicitly confirmed, though it was heavily implied that while the Xbox One console is not going to be always online, in that you need to always have it connected to an internet, or to the internet, or I guess an internet works too.
Sure, yeah, why not? Yeah.
Kind of, an internet, whatever. The internet, an internet, whatever.
Back in the day,
internet service providers, internet.
Yeah. While it's not going to be that, the Xbox One will require a connection once in a while. Whatever that time frame is, it's kind of up in the air. But once a day,
you don't complain about Steam.
But I know what I'm getting into with Steam. I'm talking about here in terms of all these narrowly.
Steam has offline mode.
Steam does have offline.
It has offline, but I'm applying the same logic. It does require you to be online sometimes. So I mean, so it's
sometimes,
like,
but it requires you to be online. There was an Xbox frontman said, you can play a single player game, but you will probably need to be connected to the internet once a day to play a single player game.
Why don't we wait until all this is confirmed before?
But that's the guy. That's the Xbox guy. You're telling me not to listen to the Xbox guy.
But the other Xbox guy also.
Well, then that's not my fault. They can't decide what the fuck they're talking about. That's not my fault.
On the internet, and unless you can't just cite an Xbox guy as a credible source.
It was what's his name, Morrison something. It
At
was
the
guy
reveal?
that's on the stage.
I watched that entire reveal.
It was an interview after the reveal. He was interviewed, and somebody asked him specifically about Always Online. Somebody asked him, a reporter asked him specifically about Always Online. He said, no, it will not always require an online. And they said, well, what about a single-player game? He said, well, you can play a single-player game, indefinitely without an always online connection, but you may need to connect your Xbox One to the internet to even play a single-player game. That is a possibility for the Xbox One.
But see, if we want to, all right, let's just keep talking about speculated stuff. Given that speculation,
that's what he said. It's not speculation. That's him. He's Microsoft.
But it's
Turn it down.
But it's not confirmed yet.
It's still not confirmed.
Nothing. Wait. Nothing's. No, don't tell me to wait. Don't stop. Don't tell me to wait. Nothing. Unless it's confirmed, why is it worth talking about?
Okay, hold on.
Why is it worth talking about?
Who does the confirmation come from? Who does the confirmation come from?
Doesn't matter. If you
who does the confirmation come from?
I'm saying
it comes from a single entity. There's only one entity that can confirm. There's only one entity that can confirm things about the Xbox One. What is that entity? It's got a name.
Are you talking about Microsoft?
Yes. Now,
Okay.
here is a representative of
now,
Microsoft
here's the
saying
thing.
this.
You're putting me in a position where no matter what, like no matter what, I'm gonna look like I'm a fucking Microsoft fanboy and that I have a vested interest in their success or something like that. But my position is that
Maybe you just
you
want
are
a cool
just
gaming
you are
console.
just a rampant hater. That's
How
how
am I
I feel.
rampantly hating?
You come across in that because it's all speculation at this point. And okay, let's not say speculation. If it's not confirmed yet, it's not confirmed yet. Until you know exactly what's going to be in that box, what's the point of getting in a piss fit all about it?
So an Xbox representative, the guy that led the show, the guy that led the
They're
Okay,
still
well, the guy who
building-
led the
they're
show
still-
is the president.
but hold on,
They're still building
he
the
can't confirm
infrastructure,
this.
though.
He can't confirm this.
They're still building the infra. No, of course he can. But he didn't come out and say yes, or didn't come out and say no. I'm not saying that they don't have a marketing agenda. I'm not saying that they are out to like only do good in the world. They're a company, they're a corporation, just like any other corporation. That they're out there to make a profit. That's their
Yes.
number one goal.
Yes.
However, they're still deciding the infrastructure of how that system is going to work. And until everything comes out and I can see what exactly I'm getting with that box, there's no point in saying, well, they're always going to have a camera and they're going to be watching me. And
I never said
fucking,
that
you always
that's
gotta
what
be
they're going to do.
online.
It's a
just- it
security
all-
risk. Say
Okay,
something,
go for it,
Chiz.
Chiz.
Okay, it doesn't. It's like Hutch said. Until it is confirmed on Microsoft letterhead that this is real. Let me finish, Lefty.
What
The
happened?
show's over. I'm just going to go blow my brains out. The show's over. I'm going to go blow my brains out.
What happened 2 months ago? Who made a tweet? A Microsoft employee, a representative of the company said, "You will always be online. Fuck you if you live in Virginia or somewhere else." He said that. Does that mean it's confirmed or
That's
anything? No,
not
he
what he
got
said.
fired.
No, that's not what he said.
He said you would always have to be connected.
He never said that.
Yes, he did. Then what did he say?
He intimated it. He said, "I don't get to deal with an always online connection."
Okay, well, wait. Look at
And that's
what.
implying.
But that's
at
not what he said. Implication is not an explicit statement. This Xbox representative said explicitly, you will need to connect your Xbox One to the internet to play single player games.
Okay, here's what I want to say to that. Here's what I want to say to that, Lefty. Look at what they're doing with this console, and look at what they started to do with 360. 360 launched, and it turned into something totally different. And now there's UFC and Xfinity and this and that and the other thing. Microsoft's
UFC, the fighting
goal
thing?
with this console is what's that?
You said UFC, the fighting thing? What do you talk? Okay, anyway,
UFC
sorry.
is on
UFC
Xbox.
fights.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't-
Okay.
Sorry.
Like you can order pay-per-views and watch them through Xbox,
Okay.
through your Xbox. That's what I meant. If their goal for this console is to consolidate the entertainment experience into one unit, which is what we all kind of saw happening at some point.
Right.
Like I think all of us predicted that it would be consolidated into one thing. So it's your one-stop shop for movies and PC and gaming and this and that and the other thing. Then this is the steps to get there. Why is everyone so upset about? I don't know anyone with an Xbox 360 that isn't on Xbox Live. No one. So what different? Do you have an Xbox 360 that's signed up for Xbox Live?
Yeah,
Is your internet always on?
not all the time.
When is it not on?
When Comcast sucks.
Okay, when Comcast sucks. So why are you throwing a fit about it? Like
What are you talking about?
why is this the thing to make a stand and say this is fucking an outrage? If you
Because I-
already have an Xbox 360 and it's already online all the time, why is that any different from what they're
Well,
suggesting?
I can
I'm-
play games
sorry.
with it not online.
You can, yeah, sure. But how many people do you know that have an Xbox and don't have an Xbox Live account?
So what? What if I don't want to have my Xbox hooked up to the internet? What if I just
There's
don't
always
want to?
PlayStation 4. It's like it's all
Okay,
up
right.
to what you
So-
decide.
Right, and it's my decision.
I just don't see
given-
that as a reason to get upset. I don't understand
Well,
that.
I also
that
think
logic.
I also think the always on
Everything's always online now. Everything. Your fucking phone's always online. Your tablet's always
my
online.
phone
Fucking-
technically works even when 3G/Wi-Fi fails. My phone technically
Yeah,
will
you
still
can,
work.
well, yeah, you can turn on airplane mode or whatever.
the idea of people saying, well, because that's just what Adam Orth, the Microsoft, he was like a low level, some kind of something. he said, "Oh, I'm so mad that my vacuum cleaner or my toaster doesn't work without electricity." Here's the thing: the Xbox, the vacuum and the toasters, appliances won't work without electricity because electricity is inherent to their design. They have to
Making
work.
an analogy. There's no point in like trying to.
But no. But it's a misnomer because it's not a perfect analogy because the electricity is inherent to the design, to the necessity in order to generate power to do work that an appliance does. We already have consoles that don't need to be online all the time. We don't, or I mean, they don't. We already do have them. So,
well, I don't know how everyone is.
The
I
argument.
don't know how
that,
everyone else is. Good.
We keep stopping at the same point. No, you go ahead because you've got stuff to say because you haven't been here for a few weeks. Hutch, please learn me some shit.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's all about what you decide to support or not support as a consumer. And this particular always online thing that the internet always gets the internet mob, I should say, always gets so pissed off about, confuses the shit out of me. Number one, because they still probably own these things that they're complaining about. You bought it, you're supporting it, you get what you buy. And number two, I guarantee you, I'm being hyperbolic. I gotta calm down. I don't know anyone that turns on their Xbox and it's not online. I don't know anyone. So it just,
what about soldiers overseas?
Yeah, that's a good point. But if Xbox One comes out and they say you always have to be online and you don't support that, then don't buy it.
Right, and I won't.
That's all I'm saying. It's just such a funny thing to complain about for me. Like soldiers overseas. Okay, way to play that card, you fucking politician. Like how many? Like how?
Well, no,
what
they're just a group of people. I'm not saying you hate
Xbox...
America or freedom. I'm just saying soldiers overseas have intermittent, at best, access to the internet. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. And I don't know. I really doubt.
I honestly don't.
I really doubt that the Xbox One will come out and force. I don't care what.
Well, I hope they change it. I hope they
first
change
of all,
it.
I want to see that interview that you're talking about, and because I can't just like some guy said this thing after a thing, but I can't imagine that they would. I don't see that happening yet until internet access is like nationalized or globalized in some sense, where everyone has free and open access to it. Then it just seems irresponsible to me for a company like Microsoft to force you to be online. I just have so much skepticism around that claim that it's always going to have to be online, and it's just not even worth talking about until you see what is. Yep, good.
I honestly wasn't trying to juxtapose you with the troops. That honestly wasn't the intention. That was just that's just a group of people. I wasn't trying to get you to be like, no, fuck the troops.
Idaho.
What?
Idaho.
Yeah. And also. Okay, the idea that Microsoft wouldn't shoot itself in the foot by doing that. Okay, now there are two companies that aren't as big as Microsoft, but have shot themselves in the foot by requiring always online, at least for their software, not necessarily their hardware. Now again, this is smaller scale. This isn't as big as the console.
You're talking about Origin, or what are you talking about?
Talking about EA and SimCity, and Activision and Diablo 3.
Activision with which game?
Activision Blizzard and Diablo 3.
Oh,
they required,
yeah.
They
I'm
required
sorry.
always online connections, and that killed the game. That just made it, just such a. It was a teetering house of cards, waiting for somebody to absolutely destroy the market.
We'll see if they do it again.
I don't think they're going to do it for the PS4.
If the consumers make a united stand and don't support something like like Diablo 3, then because it always has to be online, then we'll see if they do it again. So, and if they keep doing it again, then they will fail eventually.
Right.
So long as companies and the consumers have this relationship with each other where it's kind of like that YouTube channel where it's like the company might call the shots, but the consumers can decide what they want to support and what they don't want to support. And there's no point in complaining about these things if people are just going to, this is the way that things are going, if this is the way that consumers are dictating the world's going to go, then that's where we're at. And Orwell was right, man. Embrace your Google overlords. But it just doesn't seem worth getting upset about.
I think they can do it. I don't know. I think they can.
I think those are bad examples, too. Just on a real note. Because one, I think if they called SimCity SimCity Online, I think they would have got a lot less flack because then you know what you're going into. Because a lot of people don't know what DRM is to begin with.
Yeah.
So they're like, why the fuck did I buy this retail game I can't play? If it was SimCity Online, maybe it wouldn't have been as bad. And also for the Diablo 3 one, they snuck that shit in. That was not public information.
Okay.
Do it.
So
I'm just
Microsoft's
saying,
incapable of doing that?
If they're saying it'll be always online, then you know what you're getting into. When
Right,
you
and
go
I
to
won't
the
buy it,
counter.
yes. Okay, no, but the point of that was the whole idea that it's so unlikely and improbable that companies will make things always online is not true, because companies that are pretty big have done it in the past. Anyway, more talk coming up. We got a lot more topics to cover, and maybe a little talk about religion and murder and battle zones.
No, fuck that. We're not going to get as passionate about the subject as apparently the Xbox One.
You're just mad because you got your little Xbox fanboy panties on, and you're mad about
I
it. So it's
don't-
okay. We'll be right back. That's not why you called.
Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central. That's not why you called.
Welcome back to That's Not Why You Called. heated discussion about the Xbox One. Hutch left. Hutch quit again. Don't know where he went.
I'm gonna go with coffee.
Coffee?
Yeah.
Coffee does sound good.
I know
Coffee.
that's Right.
What are you laughing at? What was the name of that Pokemon? It was Coffin, right? Or Coffee?
It was coughing.
Coughing. And that's what he said on the.
That was James's Pokemon of choice.
James? Which one was
Yep.
James?
The one with the blue hair, and the other one was Jesse. It was Team Rocket. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, right. They were they were every episode. They were Team Rocket blasting off again. Poor Team Rocket. Do they ever win?
No, they don't. God forbid somebody bring a gun into the.
Were they always trying to kill?
brothel.
Were they just trying to
Capture.
win or just trying to kill?
Capture Pikachu. They wanted Pikachu because he was so fucking strong.
It's like the rabbit on the Trix commercials. Silly rabbit.
Okay. Anyway,
All right.
I made a coughing reference, and now we're talking about Pokemon. So, now, Chiz, you disagree with the whole Xbox One thing, and you linked me something earlier about the power of the Xbox One. The leaked,
Yeah.
because some of these numbers you're seeing, we're talking about. This is going to get nerdy a little bit.
Real quick.
About the relative CPU power and the graphical throughput. Buzz term there to make me sound smart. I don't exactly know what it is.
Teraflops.
Teraflops. Teraflops are good. More teraflops good, less teraflops bad. But a lot of these I haven't seen confirmed.
I've seen them all confirmed except for the shader throughput, which is the teraflops one.
Bah, teraflops.
They've already come out and said that the system memory is going to be DDR3, 8 gigs for the Xbox
Right,
One,
okay.
and GDDR5 for the PlayStation 4. Everything else is pretty much confirmed.
Okay. So I don't get the whole APU because they're not usually your CPU, your central processing unit, and your GPU, graphical processing unit, are two separate things. But in the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4,
As well as other chipsets, if you get as an APU, they have a dedicated
are they?
graphics system tied to their processor, so you can.
by the way, just a heads up, I might have fixed the staticky thing. I apparently didn't mute XSplit long enough.
Fucking guy.
It's XSplit. It's not my fault. Whenever it's whenever you're playing media through XSplit and you change scenes, it does this. The audio shit freaks out.
You don't use OBS?
No, because I don't know.
Don't get into why. What I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to cut you off real quick. Here's my pet peeve. The reason if you've seen what the specifications are, they look cool and stuff. And the GDDR5 is, I think, right now where we are with current GPUs and what they're capable of doing. But when you make a console, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 are both around 8 years old. You have to put technology in it that is going to be able to withstand the test of time. Now, if you're putting in things that are equivalent with everything now, I mean,
You mean the
already
cutting
today-
edge now, or what's like stable now?
What's stable now? Obviously, they're not going to put something in that's not stable. But I mean, like today, for example, a new graphics card was released, the next iteration of fucking the NVIDIA's 7 series. So I mean, you put this stuff in it today for this year, and by next year, it's already past its time and obsolete, and we're going to be stuck with these for up to a decade probably.
Do you think this
don't
console,
think
this coming console generation, is going to last as long as this one? Hutch? Because this one's lasted a long time. Because you're the one with the most gaming experience here, because you're the oldest.
I think it'll be about the same, yeah. I think that's the goal. I don't think these companies want to release a new console every 4 years. And I think that what you're talking about, Chiz, like the benchmark that you're talking about is PC gaming, which is still a separate market at this point. In 10 years,
when they
in
make
10
games,
years-
though, it has to be for cross-platform. They have to make sure that the games can, is this playable on the Xbox as well as the PC on high settings, things like that, though.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they don't, like you're talking about making games for cross-platform, but like some games that are PC exclusive really, really, really tap into the power of what current PCs can do. and then some PCs or some PC games don't because they're cross-platform and they had to develop it for 360, Wii U, PlayStation 3, and PC. But it doesn't matter because I think that right now PC gaming and console are still very, very, very separate, and games are still selling well on 360, and it doesn't they're selling better than they've ever sold on 360, and PC's been ahead in terms of graphics for years now. So I don't see that as being something to be if you're comparing it to PC gaming, console is always going to lose. Console is a different experience. It's a different thing than PC is. And PC is a lot more expensive to get into. A lot more expensive.
If we can hold on one more second, people are still saying the audio is staticky. Let me know, #TNWYC when it's fixed. Hold on just 1 second. We're going to go for a long-ass mute here. I'm going to mute everything. Fuck it. Okay. Everything's getting muted. Hold on. Okay, if it's still staticky, then I don't know. Write XSplit nasty emails because I've done everything.
Could it be the internet broadcasting or the internet the bandwidth?
I don't think so. Usually, this problem it's an XSplit thing. When you come in, when you change scenes like I do to go from break to this, it's I don't know. It freaks out and then it gets staticky. Usually, muting audio is fine now. Thank you, Ryan. It usually muting XSplit fixes it, but I don't know.
So Chiz, you had something to say. I didn't want to talk too long or cut you off there.
What was I going? Oh, they said this really briefly at the beginning of at the Xbox One unveil. They were going to show more for the Xbox 360 at E3. So I'm wondering, are they going to continue showing support for the 360 even with the release of their new console?
They usually do it for about a year after consoles. I mean, PlayStation 2, it was fucking 3 years, but that thing was selling like hotcakes still. So as long as the sales justify it, then they'll continue to... As long as it's still profitable, or it can still be profitable for people, then they'll make games for it. As long as there's a market for something, or as long as there's a demand for something, a market will exist. So you should probably reasonably expect that they'll continue to support consoles like PlayStation 3 and 360 for at least 1-2 years. That's usually how these things go.
And let's be honest, I mean, where we are in this current generation of consoles, they're getting so much out of the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Look at just COD 4 to Black Ops 2, right? And it's those are run on the exact same hardware.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the current Gears of War looks a lot better than the first Gears of War. And the first Gears of War came out that came out at a time where PlayStation 3 was boasting we have Blu-ray and our machine is just superior and you'll be able to our graphical capability is going to blow you out of the water. And it technically it was, but then developers got smart and figured out how to sap every bit of processing power they could out of these consoles. And then Microsoft came out with Gears of War and said, "Oh yeah, well we can do this too."
Yep.
It was also more difficult to. What was it, the cell processor? More difficult for them to program for that to utilize the PlayStation 3's processor.
Yeah, they didn't make it easier.
Yeah,
because they tried to be different, right? They're like, this is our new thing. It was
more. The thing is, it was a more powerful processor than 360, but the problem was it was more difficult than to program for it. And then they're like, well, why don't we just make it on the 360 and port it over to the PlayStation?
Well, they were also putting all their eggs in the Blu-ray basket because at the time there was that heated war between HD DVD and Blu-ray, and when they came,
lost.
Yeah,
and Xbox lost for sure. But that's what they were banking on. They were banking on that being the main selling point, and then what happened? Everyone started streaming everything 2 or 3 years later.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think Sony has to be really careful right now. I don't know what they can do to compete with. It doesn't matter if there's people will always be apprehensive of companies like Microsoft. They'll always assume the worst. I think, especially the niche angry part of the internet, which Lefty, I consider you to be a part of that.
What? I'm just skeptical. I'm just more skeptical than you.
It's okay to be skeptical. I just I think I just don't. Maybe I just don't care as much. It's just I know I'm gonna get it because I love console gaming.
That's fine.
Still.
And if you like it and you look at everything and you're like, yeah, this is fine for me. Good for you. Go ahead.
And you brought this up, Hutch, that you brought up the war between HD DVD and Blu-ray and how Xbox is really trying to win that one and they lost. I think it's funny now that the one will have a Blu-ray drive in it, and they have to pay a licensing to Sony now.
Yeah.
Every single
Yeah.
console they fucking. So Sony's like, yeah, what? Let's go ahead and make a new console.
Well, I'd have to take a look at I don't know how well Blu-ray has done in terms of like profits for Sony for the entire company. I imagine it's probably been very profitable for them.
Because at the beginning of the Blu-ray, iteration, it was the cheapest Blu-ray player you could get at the time.
Was the PlayStation 3? Yeah, and they were selling PlayStation 3s at a $300 loss. It took them like $900 to manufacture those machines, and then they were selling them for $600. And I remember when people saw the price point of $600 when it was first announced, everyone was like, what?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was just total insanity. Now it's not completely.
Was that the Ridge Racer? I remember when they announced the
I can't
PS3.
remember. They were doing the 6X, like showing off what 6S.
Yeah,
I think right,
at that same presser they announced the 600 thing, and then the meme came, and it's got Ridge Racer. And it's so funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of price points, why aren't games more expensive?
They've set a precedent for themselves that I think it's going to be really hard to break. They'd have to do it really incrementally. So they'd have to go up to like $69 and then $74. Nintendo 64 games used to be $75.
I remember those
games have gotten cheaper over the years, and
I think that's more likely for the trend than for them to go up. Well, with indie games and things like that.
Yeah,
why would I get this AAA game? This indie game is just as good, and it's $15.
But I still think of the same point, because when people talk about the economic collapse, right? And they want to put blame on somebody. I'm an advocate of, well, kind of everybody's to blame at least a little bit in different amounts, right? And the gaming market is kind of teetering on the verge of collapse with the exorbitant budgets that developers and publishers set aside for making games, and then games operated. Well, Square Enix, Hitman Absolution sold more than 3 million units, and Square Enix was like, yeah, that's a huge loss for us. Selling 3 million, what was it, Chiz? Square Enix sold over almost 9 million units last year, or at least this fiscal year, across 3 different games, 9 million units, and they're like, yeah, that was a huge loss. We can't do it.
Well, they need to start tiering games out is what they need to do. So if you want to make a game that's going to compete with a game like Call of Duty or like a number of other AAA titles that are pretty much benchmarks and that, what games can you think of now that are like the top? What games come to mind for you?
Halo.
The top.
Halo's only on one console, so like that's limited right there. It's, like if you had to say like the top 5 most profitable games and franchises, like maybe Grand Theft Auto would be up there.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto.
You got Call of Duty. You got World of Warcraft has to be up there.
Is FIFA
Battlefield has
huge?
got to be close. FIFA's fucking
FIFA's
gigantic.
huge, right?
Yeah, FIFA's got to be huge.
Yeah,
Did they say that was
There was the most popular game mode in FIFA is an Xbox exclusive.
Okay,
Which
that's
is
what I was
what?
confused about because I thought they were saying that FIFA was exclusive to Xbox.
Ultimate Team, is that it?
Ultimate Team, yeah.
Oh, that's an Xbox. Wow.
Yep, which means and it's not like Call of Duty DLC where it's a first exclusive. It's just an exclusive.
No. This is not anywhere else. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sorry.
What I was gonna say was that like unless you really want to be up there, like you can't have expectations to just sell 7 or 8 million units at this point, unless you get really lucky and strike a gold and make a great game like someone like Notch did with Minecraft, which only took like 1 or 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's better to scale it down and then sell games at a $40 price point, and then like experiment. So that's what I predict is going to happen in the next 10 years. It's like $65 is not going to be the standard. It's going to be like there are $65 games. There's going to be $60 games, $55, $50, $45, $48, $35,
well, we're
$30.
kind of there too, and you gave yourself the range of in the next 10 years, and I agree with you just for the fact that we talked about this earlier. Right now, we're not heading to an all-digital distribution platform for the new consoles because internet is just not everywhere right now. It's not a viable, idea. But within 10 years, sure, I'm sure internet will be everywhere, and you can have digital distribution. And if that's the case, then you don't need to have all those costs tied to having my Call of Duty game featured in Best Buy and shit like that, and paying all the publishing fees towards it. They can sell their games at a lower cost point because there's nothing in the budget paying for publishing fees and whatnot.
Well, bandwidth is an issue too because if you want to look at the next gen console games might be like 20 gigs instead of what's currently maybe 5 to 9 gigs depending on what console you're playing and what game you're playing. So if you have to download a 20 or 30 gig game, that might take you. It's like for some people that live in an area of the country or an area of the world where it's only 3 down and 1 up, it's going to take them, what, fucking 5 or 6 days to download a
Or if
game
they
or something.
don't have internet.
Utah,
Or if
where
they
the
don't
only
have
city
internet.
fuck internet.
Yeah.
I love you. But
I got you. Yep,
I
nope,
was thinking
not
earlier,
a
but
guy.
I was like, the $60 price point, $59.99, came around when, like 2007, around there, right? Kind of.
Maybe even started before that, dude. Because like I want to say that it was at that point when like GameCube, Xbox One, and PS2 was out. I think games were even like I think it was 55 was
Oh,
the
okay.
standard for PlayStation 2 games, which then made it the standard for every other console.
But I'm just wondering, why hasn't that price point like moved with inflation at all? Because whenever it became
no
standard,
one wants to be the first person to do it. Like a game like Call of Duty doesn't want to do it because then they're immediately seen as greedy and the bad guy, and they're already the #1 game. And no other game wants to do that because why spend, in the eyes of a consumer, why spend $75 on a shooter that maybe is a new IP when I can just spend $65 on a game like.
Yeah.
and
I
that's
keep
kind of
going
our
back to
fault
Call
as
of Duty, but
consumers,
that's
isn't
because-
it? That's kind of our fault because I mean, if we're talking about because that means.
Well, are you complaining that games aren't more expensive now? I don't
a little
understand.
bit, yeah, a little bit. Because
Why?
I mean, I think if I'm going to deride publishers for price gouging, or at least engaging in questionable antics to get more money, I kind of have to like look in the mirror and be like, well, wait a minute, why has the $60 price point not moved at all with inflation? Because I was
Yeah,
still paying
I see what you're
$60
saying
and
now,
my
'cause-
dollars are worth less now. That means Activision, even though they're making the same or at least the same, possibly even better product, they're making even less money just in terms of overall value, what that money can buy. And I'm like, well, that's kind of shitty.
I think it's a kind of a funny thing to even think of video games in the same respect that we would think of something like movies, because like with movies now you have movies with budgets of $100 million that are expected to be summer blockbusters, and then you have movies that are budgeted at like $5 million, and they're marketed as such, and a certain level of expectation that's significantly decreased when you compare it to something like a fucking Will Smith summer movie or something. But video games are so different. There doesn't need to be a huge spectacle in order for it to sell really well. Minecraft and like so many other indie games have already shown us that just in the last probably like 6 or 7 years. So I think developers are going to start shifting their attitude. You don't need a game that looks like Uncharted 3 for it to sell millions and millions of copies. So I think when people start going back to how fun is the game instead of how fucking beautiful does it look and how much fucking cool shit is it doing, I think they need to simplify the way that they look at making games if they're trying to stay afloat. That's just my opinion.
But is that bad on me if I do enjoy top-notch graphics?
No, I mean I love top-notch graphics too. I think that there's room for that, and I think that there's room for games like World of Goo or Angry Birds. It's just it's all relative. Like every experience is different. I play Battlefield because I love the audio. I love the immersive quality of that game. But I play a game like World of Goo when I'm just sitting there looking to kill some time.
Okay, explain what is World of Goo.
Pooping.
World of Goo? You should just Google it, man. The game's awesome. It's like a tablet game. They had it on Wii as well, but
okay.
Lefty wants more expensive games, but won't pay $5 for Risk.
But won't pay $5 for what?
Risk.
I don't think that the gaming market's going to collapse. I think that you use that terminology, and I think that the way that the infrastructure.
If you look around, it's not really good.
But look at it like this. All right, the economy collapses.
game-
All right, the economy. When you set money away in a savings, say you lose your job, you have backup money and stuff like that. Well, you spend a lot more money usually when you have nothing to do. You don't have a job. You spend a lot more money. You're eating out more, shit like that. Look at a vice like a video game though. It's not that really expensive in the grander schemes of things. You know,
No, $65 is not
for like $20 a month. You get 2 games of whatever you want for each month. It's
Yeah.
it's a vice that doesn't cost that much. So that's why I don't think it's been hit by the markets as much as other things like vacationing out in Maui and shit like that, where it's just not cost effective to do that. It's like, well, if I want entertainment, I'll just go rent another game for fucking $2 from Redbox. You know?
Yeah.
Do they rent games?
Well,
Yep, $2. Well, $2.25. Their rates keep going up. I don't know.
Yeah, bastards.
In an ideal world, a game like Skyrim would be able to. I think Skyrim could justifiably sell for like $80 or $90 or even $100. Because like $65 is not a lot of money to spend on a game where you're getting fucking 200 hours out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what is it? Go to a movies now. It's like $10.
Yeah.
So
You got to get popcorn too, because movie popcorn
you
is
get
the
popcorn too. So you say, you know,
What a drink you need, that's $5 right there
shit.
as
Yeah.
well.
And they put so much ice in it that you don't get any liquid. You're like, hey,
That's when
no
you take
ice
your
in that
drink to the
bitch.
fucking fountain. Well, that's
Yeah.
when you get water.
you just don't buy food from the fucking concession stand in the movie
Yeah.
theater.
But you got to have
Fuck
movie
outta
theater
here.
popcorn though. That's a thing, man. Movie theater popcorn is so good.
I'm getting old, man. It's like now all I can taste is the cholesterol and clogged arteries whenever I eat that thing, and
Whatever.
the crash that I'm I can feel like I'm getting old. Movie popcorn is just not the same as it used to be. But in any case, if like let's say $65 would be worth like 4 movie-going experiences or something like that.
Hold on, do we
Which
want
is
to
what?
forego the
Eight-
last
eight
break?
collective
Do we want
hours.
to forego it? Forego the last break? Fuck the break. No break.
That or run long. I mean, we got shit to talk about.
We're
Hutch
talking
hasn't
about
been
shit.
there
Sorry, Hutch, continue on.
Well, no, I can wrap it up. I'm just saying I don't think
No.
that the gaming market's going to collapse. I just think that it's going to be reorganized and restructured. It just kind of has to be at this point, because if a game like Hitman is selling 3 million units and they're saying that it's a huge loss, that's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
3 million units, and that's a huge loss. Like how many millions of units you have to sell to make a profit on a game?
I've played Game Dev Tycoon, and if I sell 3 million units, I'm fucking ecstatic. Just saying.
Yeah.
The one thing I love about that game was I read the article about what.
The piracy.
Yeah, the piracy
Brilliant.
thing.
Brilliant.
That's awesome. You just got to take your hat off to those guys for that. Because for those of you that don't know, well, Chiz, explain it, because you actually play the game. I
Okay,
don't. So
Game Dev Tycoon, for those that don't know, is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a tycoon type game or a simulator, and you have a little game industry, and you start in the basement, and you work your way out into like a, not a publishing, but a big studio. You're making games and stuff like that, all that. What they did when the game came out, right before it came out, they pirated their own game. They leaked a copy of the game, where if you went to go pirate their game and you saw this and downloaded it and played the pirated copy, you could not make any money in the game, because it would pop up a little note. You get these notes in the game, and it would say, people aren't buying your game because they keep pirating it or whatever. Try to research DRM or some shit like that. So you couldn't win in the Game Dev Tycoon game because of piracy. And the people pirating the game were like, how do I research DRM and things like that?
there were people complaining about it.
Perfect ironical situation right there. It was beautiful. I commend it.
That's
That was
clever.
awesome.
I like
And
that.
that would be literary irony. I think I'm using it right, because I remember one of the first shows we talked about the definition of irony and how
irony.
much right is that okay? Situational
That's
irony.
where situational irony. We could look at it as situational irony. Dramatic irony. Sorry, that's where we know what's going on, and the person involved does not know. And It's funny to look at it from the outside.
Okay.
Situational irony would probably describe that situation better.
Like if
Fuck
like from the
irony.
from the perspective of like one of those people. Okay.
Yeah.
Why is irony so confusing? Hutch, why did you have to put this in my brain the first day? The
It is
first
not
day you
a
were here.
coincidence.
Because I looked it up. I remember looking it up after that show. Like,
There's
is he
irony in
right
the
about
context
irony?
of like drama and art. There's irony in the context of like wording, and then there's irony in it in the context of spoken word, and all three meant 3 different things. It just confused the
And
shit
not
out
what
of me.
everyone thinks. Everyone thinks irony is a funny coincidence. Like, oh, you wouldn't expect that or whatever. It is not a funny coincidence.
But that's just how the word kind of morphed into. So if that's how people say it, then that's what it means.
But now I question every single use of it that I've ever had, or whenever I
That's
want
why
to
I
use
don't
it.
say
I'm
it anymore.
Since 9th grade English, I've always, when someone says something's ironic, I will read that, I will scan that sentence and be like, okay, is it irony or are they not using
not
it
sure
right?
if I. That's a perfect meme. That's a
Not
perfect for
sure
that
if
fry.
ironic.
What is that fry meme?
Fry.
That where he's like not sure if irony or if.
Not sure if ironic.
That's one of my favorite memes. His expression is just so perfect for that meme.
Brilliant. And I wanted to, there's a Futurama episode dedicated to him consuming 100 cups of coffee to where he reaches the point where his molecular model is so fast that he's moving so fast, everyone's so slow, and he's invisible. But if you do the research, if you consume 100 cups of coffee in a very quick session, you will die. So
We'll fucking die. Yeah.
I did not try to do that once I looked that up.
Hey, have you ever been tempted to quit coffee? Because like lately, I've been feeling that urge to just, like
I
cut
actually
caffeine
consume
out altogether.
a lot less than I normally do. I used to be 2 to 3 pots a day, and now
Pots of
maybe-
coffee?
Yes, he said pots, by the way. I want that. Let the record show.
You know,
He
one
said
for each
pots.
meal break: morning, lunch, dinner. You gotta have something in the afternoon.
I can
But now
understand
it's
it.
like now it's like 1, maybe 1.5, maybe not even 1. Sometimes I'll go a day without it, just because how I've been consuming veggie drinks. I drink it black now, so it's like whatever.
Yeah, me too. I like black coffee, but like my wife makes. We don't have a pot. We use a French press, and she'll make a French press in the morning, and then it takes us like 5 minutes to burn through that whole thing, and she's already brewing another one. And I don't want her to brew another one because if she brews another one, I'll take like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm so fiercely addicted to it. If it's in front of me, it's like I'm not gonna not pour a cup of coffee. It's in
Right.
it's in front of me. No way.
It's just a waste.
Just staring at me, tempting me. It's like setting a cigarette down on the counter or something like that. For me,
Mm-hmm.
because I smoke cigarettes and it's a bad habit. I know that. Fuck off.
Bad habit.
Well, it's a habit that you choose for yourself. It's not
Yeah.
bad or good in the absolute. It is.
Oh man, you can't like. I'm not saying that smoking is like awesome, but holy shit, the effect, the effect that
The effect of
awesome, but
smoking is
oh my
awesome.
God.
Oh my god, how great is smoking?
Hyperbolic language.
No, I didn't finish my thought. Like the effect that the anti-smoking campaign had on people, it turned people into fucking assholes about it. It's like you can show concern, but leaving like a comment in a video saying like, you're setting a really fucking bad example, and I'm not going to watch your videos anymore because you smoke. It's like, that wasn't happening 10, maybe 20 years ago, and now, it's like, if you're going to say that and you eat lots of high fructose corn syrup, or you put a lot of that in your body every day, heart disease kills more people than lung cancer does at this point. So,
Number
like,
one
how are
killer.
you...
Here's
It's an old
something I wanna
argument.
point
I
out.
know.
As you exhale, a huge pillow of smoke. That's awesome. I
Number
gotta
one
give
killer.
it to you for that. That's awesome.
But here's
Everyone
something
has
I
their
looked up.
vices. Everyone has their vices.
I looked this up because I was thinking about going to an e-cig. You cannot, which by the way, an e-cig is just vapor. It's just nicotine vapor. It's
Yeah.
not smoke.
Yeah.
There's a
Flavored.
big difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot, airlines, because you know they can have their own rules. Airlines will not permit it, and neither will a lot of places that also outlaw smoking. And I don't see why. If
It's just, I think it's still taboo at this point. I think we've been so, it's like social conditioning. So like,
Which is so crazy
I
to
can't
think
go.
of, there was a point that you could smoke in a plane. Because that to me is crazy whether
Yeah,
you
that's
were
insane.
for it or not. You were in
Right.
a
Yeah.
compressed air fucking flying in the sky thing and you're letting people ignite. That
Well, I'm
is
not into-
crazy.
I'm not into that at all. Like I don't like even in places where it's legal, because sometimes you go to states where it's
Well,
legal
like
to
a
smoke
bar.
cigarettes in a restaurant. Like a bar is different for me. I think a bartender should, whoever owns the bar should have the right to say this is a non-smoking, this is a smoking place, or designate specific areas like you can only smoke in the outdoor area.
Right.
But like restaurants, like I'm not interested in smoking cigarettes in an Olive Garden or something like that. Like I feel weird smoking a cigarette on the street if someone's near me. Like
Right.
I like to remove myself because I like to give people that courtesy. But at the same time, it's like,
But at the same time,
man, there's
you
so much.
mentioned you mentioned
It's
the
not
outdoor-
concern. It's false concern when people say
Right.
It's
phrase it
concern
like,
trolling. It's
you're
a
an
way-
asshole for having a fucking addiction to nicotine.
all
It's like,
respect
fuck
to
you, man. So I'm not proud of this. I'm not
But
proud
here's
of
the
being
funny
a smoker. I'm just feeding the beast at this point.
You mentioned the outdoor thing real quick. I just want to say I don't understand why that is a thing where you say it's against the law. Because in Seattle, when we were going to PAX, the outdoor area you could not smoke, but you could take 2 steps up some stairs to the street and smoke there, which I'm
Yeah.
looking down at where I'm sitting. So we told the waitress, like, you can bring our food. We're going to be right there. You know?
Yeah.
I don't understand how that makes any sense whatsoever.
It's what I'm wondering if they have the same laws that apply to marijuana up there. I don't know anything about their legalization laws and how that worked. Do you guys know anything about that? Like,
I just know
you can just buy
Colorado's
weed at a
fully
7-Eleven now, or do you still have to go to dispensaries? Or
All I know, the only thing I followed from that was that Colorado, maybe a month ago or a couple weeks ago, finally finalized that law.
yeah,
So
and
I
Washington
didn't
still hasn't
know.
done it yet.
I don't think Washington and Oregon have yet.
Oregon is on that list too. I thought it was just Washington and Colorado. I thought it was just 2 states.
You might be right. I think Oregon was really close to the vote. That might have been it.
All I know is
I'm
this.
not sure.
This is from a story that was linked by. How the hell did I find this? Who found this for me?
Continue.
Katie, did you find this?
What?
I completely
I don't know
forgot
what
where I
you're talking
found
about.
the marijuana, the federal. Oh, it was Reddit. I saw it on Reddit. Oh, God, my brain. I hope it's not a tumor.
Getting late. It's getting late. It's all right.
It says federal research shows that the average sentence for a first-time non-violent drug offender is longer than the average sentence for rape, child molestation, bank robbery, or manslaughter.
That's thank you, Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan.
I agree.
That's their
with
that's
those
their
laws.
legacy. I
That's
do not agree with those laws. Get out of here.
And the way they make it sound is that there's a lot of mandatory sentencing that goes into non-violent drug offenders, but not mandatory
$45,000 a year
sentencing
to house them.
for child molestation, rape, and murder, manslaughter, all that
They
stuff.
got their priorities in check.
It's pretty absurd.
Oh, but we're broke in the federal government, and we got to do this. It's like, oh, well, let's keep convicting. And the whole idea of the rampant recidivism of the U.S. and just how, you know, a lot of people point to those statistics of how many people that have already been in prison are going to be in prison again. And they say, "Oh, you're a violent society." Well, we are a violent society, but you're so incredibly more violent than everybody else. It's like, well, also a lot of those people that are recidivists, I believe I'm saying that right, are non-violent drug offenders. There's people that like to get high.
It's like half of them. It's like half. It's like almost 50%, I think. I don't know. Some Google prove me wrong with a few keystrokes there, but it's
That's insane. They're like what?
And it's the U.S. and China incarcerates their citizens unlike any other industrialized nation. Like,
But we're number one, baby.
we have more than China.
Yep.
We have a higher percentage than China. Holy shit!
Yeah, we don't have more in the absolute, but we've probably
No,
more
but per
percentage.
capita.
In percentage.
That's crazy. And
Well, the times are changing, man. I saw like Obama made that joke where he was just did you guys see that joke that he made where he said, "I remember 2 a.m." Or like he was talking about BuzzFeed, a website, and he said, "I remember that was a word that we used for 2 a.m. at the cafeteria in the dorms." And like everyone like laughed, and he went,
Yeah.
"Well, that's true. It's true." Like he basically was, well, not basically, he was implying that he had smoked weed at some point. I think that's the first president that's ever come out and said like.
well, he said it on Jimmy Fallon too.
Yeah, he said it several times. He's openly come out.
He admitted smoking weed on Jimmy Fallon. He also admitted to doing a little coke on Jimmy
Yeah, he
Fallon.
did that in his autobiography too, I think, or in his biography. He admitted
And
to doing a little
Penn Jillette, everybody go search Penn Jillette rant Obama right now and watch. Well, after this show, I should say, after you like and favorite and all that stuff, go search Penn Jillette rant Obama and watch that rant by Penn Jillette on his show Penn Sunday School, where he talks about just how insane it is that a supposedly liberal president who still has the Department of Justice raiding marijuana dispensaries in states that have decreed marijuana to be legal.
Yeah, he's cracked down more than. Yeah, sorry.
How insane it is that then he's like, oh yeah, maybe I did a little coke, maybe.
Yeah.
With what happens if you do coke in this country? That's a felony, immediate felony in prison. Like, woo.
Obama is not like I had so much hope for that president, his administration, and
I
hopefully
had
he
hope
can.
for the second term, so we'll see.
We'll see, but yeah, he's cracked down on dispensaries way more than GW ever did. And it happens in San Francisco all the time. Like it's like right over there, and we hear about it a lot. But they're
You're not
constantly
there,
cracking
right?
down.
You're not there at all.
Right over there.
Yeah, it's right over there. I don't know where it is. I don't know where those dispensaries are at all, right? Of course, who would know where those dispensaries are? Anyway, yeah, you hear about it.
I don't spend a lot of time in San Francisco, so I don't know. I'm saying that it's right over there.
I'm sorry.
I live in Santa Cruz. I don't live in San Francisco.
I suck at geology.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I don't spend a lot of time in dispensaries either, so I'm not sure where you're going with that, asshole.
Well, you go see a doctor, you give him a couple bucks, and you got glaucoma all of a sudden, or you've got.
It's that easy.
You shouldn't even have to do
anxiety
that, though.
disorders.
You shouldn't
Well,
even
of course,
have to
right.
do that.
You should be able to decide what you put in your body as long as you're not putting others at an overt risk, a la driving a car and being
Sure,
reckless about
yeah.
it.
As long as you're not making life difficult for one other person, it's cool.
That's my. This is such a controversial topic. There's no way you can talk about it without someone pointing at you and saying you're encouraging kids to do drugs or something like that. It's so silly. It's so silly to me.
I'm encouraging children to be independent. and to make up their minds and to think critically and apply critical thinking and then make decisions
Fuck you,
based on
Ralph
how
Nader.
make decisions based on how they value certain aspects of the decision, either options to their decision, whatever it may be, to whatever problems. Be independent about it. If you don't want to smoke weed, don't smoke weed. If you want to smoke weed and it's legal, or even if it's not legal, smoke it. Just don't be a dickhead about it. You know when you're being a dick. You know.
Would you apply those same rules though to suicide? 'Cause if you try to kill yourself, you can't even do that. It's your body. Do what you want.
Yes.
Or if I want to mutilate myself, piercing my ears okay, but what happens if I just want to cut an arm off? People look at me funny if I want to do that. I'm saying it's the same.
Yeah.
It's my
I
body.
see where you're going now. I'm trying to think right now because that's tough.
Where do you draw the line? It's similar to the gun debate. Where do you draw the line to say, or you could do this with your body, but not that with your body?
Then fine. If you want to blow your brains out, blow your brains out. Okay.
You have that option. There's no point. There's no point in like discussing whether or not it's right or wrong, or whether or not you should or shouldn't do it. It's like if someone wants to kill themselves, they're gonna kill themselves. It's just it seems kind of funny to.
Now, if you want to,
didn't we talk about this on an older one where you guys were saying it's illegal to do that because if you attempt to do it and you fail and you live through your suicide attempt, then you can be charged for that or something like that. I can't imagine they throw you in jail. I imagine they would send you to some kind of
no, but they could throw you on a psych ward. Yeah, they could throw you on a psych ward.
Attempted murder of yourself. Can you commit attempted murder on yourself?
You know, in this country, I wouldn't put it past them charging someone for trying to attempt suicide. I really wouldn't. Given what you just read about the priority of what is lock you up in a fucking prison for a couple of years, wouldn't shock me.
And that's the point.
Texas is okay though. Texas, if you want to kill yourself, go ahead. we want to watch.
But now, to the flip side of that, if you want to get rip roaring drunk and then drive
into Texas, they were nice there.
Texas, nice people.
Very nice, very nice.
Nice people.
Way nicer.
I was in Dallas. They were so much nicer than Californians. Californians are dicks, man. Because to spend like a week in downtown Santa Cruz, it's fucking crazy. I am out of here as soon as this lease is up. I do not like the city. Well, I don't like this section of the city. I like other sections where it's like very pretty, but it's so really aggressive and
it's really everywhere in California.
LA is even worse, Like Dunkus, when he moved from Indiana, it's like that was the first thing he mentioned. He was like, people are just so like mean.
Jaded.
It's like no one talks to each other, no one looks at each other.
Yeah, it's like New York. You don't look someone in the eye.
Yeah.
Really? That's a thing you're not supposed to?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. I'm gonna
well, they just don't.
Look at people in the eye.
Well, in LA, no one's looking at each other in the eye because everyone's on their phone or looking down or talking on the phone or something. It's just so fast paced and it's hard to feel connected to people in that city. From what I've found,
they're judging you immediately.
It's not even that people are judging you. I think it's just no one gives a shit. It's just no one gives a shit about you. It's like everyone's trying to make it down there. I imagine the same would be the case for New York or a lot of other big cities.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, but I went to Dallas, and like the people there. I don't know about the culture because I didn't spend enough time there. But the people there were so nice. Like they were so nice that I felt myself paranoid. I'm like, why is everyone so polite and like making conversation with me? What the fuck are you doing? And it's because I've gotten so used to like this culture.
Just screaming at waitresses, like, be an asshole to me, spit in my food or something. God, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, never do a wait staff. Never. There's a camaraderie there, man. It's like once you've done it for 6 or 7 years, like I am so even when a waiter is a total asshole to me, I'm still like so nice every time I go.
It's like prison. You get out, you're like, yeah, Olive Garden, 6 years. I know what you're doing.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Have you guys ever waited tables? Anyone?
No, I have not. But I often wonder, like, what would make, aside from a huge wad of cash as a tip, what would make a waiter or a waitress's day? Like, you know what? That customer's like really nice, or like that customer.
Just a big tip, dude.
Just a big tip. That's it.
Just a big tip.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if you heard that the manager was taking the tips away from the wait staff?
What's that?
How would you feel if you found out your manager was taking a percentage or all of the tips from the wait staff?
That happens in some places. It never happened in a place that I worked at, but like there was a can't remember what chain it was. There was like one of the big food chains in Santa Rosa where there was a tip jar, and then the employee just told us outright like we don't get any of that. It all goes to the manager. It says tips for everyone, and the manager just takes it.
Wow.
That would fucking blow. But I think in California it's illegal if you're a manager of any sort to make money off of tips. So I think that
Tips
they
are
have.
weird, the laws behind them, because you also can't, other than, we're talking about restaurants and whatnot, but like if you bag groceries and you help someone out to their car, I know a lot of entities, you will get fired if you take a tip for helping.
Well, that's more on the employer side. I don't think that's a law.
Right.
I was told.
But it's
I know
a
when
law.
I was cart wrangling. God, I hated carts so much. Oh, I hated doing carts. Carts. If anybody's ever worked, because a lot of people, their first job is a supermarket or something like that. Avoid carts like the death. Oh, fuck grabbing carts. Fuck it. I remember
Worked for a big supermarket chain.
Yeah, I worked for Albertsons, and
Okay.
I remember it got to the point where I was doing math, where I was like, okay, you're about 45, and you've got a cart, and you bought a gallon of milk, a loaf of bread, and a bag of chips. So you've got the gallon of milk with a handle on it and one bag. Why the fuck are you taking that cart outside? Because I'm going to have to go get that. I was just a jaded bastard, pretty much, which I guess carried over into my adult life, but whatever.
Pretty apparent.
It's a grind, man. It's a grind. There's.
But we were
Everybody's
told
gotta pay their dues.
you can't get tips. Like some old lady, even here's a couple quarter. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't take it.
I think there are law. I know that there are laws in California that say that you cannot accept tips if you're unless it's a job that is where you're legally entitled to tips, like
Really?
like a bus. Yeah,
I wonder
so.
what would be what's the reasoning behind that?
For tax purposes, because they can't track the money.
No, yeah,
you
that's
can't
perfectly
accept-
good reasoning then.
Yeah.
Then
They
good,
wanna be able
accept
to
tips.
track-
If you're not legally allowed to accept tips, start accepting tips. I was going to say ticks. Don't accept ticks. Bad. You get Lyme disease. It's not good.
I worked at a Burger King drive-thru, and people would offer me tips. And I had a police officer my dad's a police officer, and I was so trained to toe the line and be that I would not accept the tips. Like I would be like, no, I can't do that. Like looking back, I'm like, why did I fucking take the $5? Like,
Right.
what the fuck was wrong with me? I was working at Burger King for $5.75 an hour.
So what do you,
It wasn't even
what would you do?
$5.75. It was $5.15 an hour. That was
What if
that was
somebody
what I was.
says keep the change? Would you go, no, I have to
I would,
keep
yeah, I would. I was really good about it. I'd be like, nope, can't take it, meh. And like I
throw it at their
never.
car as they
He
drive
throws
by.
at their speeding away. Take your change, you fucker.
I can't take this.
Chase their Volkswagen just waving a $5 bill, something like
Fire in the
that.
hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Fucking lame, man. And then they have states where they drop the minimum wage to like $2 if you make tips or something like that.
What?
It's like you never heard that? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's like it's states like Alabama, I think, does it, or Mississippi, I think, does it, where if you
'Cause they know
are
how
a
to make
waiter,
laws.
what's that?
They know how to make laws.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Alabama to comment, but I imagine. But like they drop minimum wage down to like $2.15 if you make tips. It's so ridiculous. So it's like
God,
you
I
get
wouldn't work
like
my job if it was like that. Nope.
it's ridiculous.
You get
It's
tips?
just-
Yeah.
And you're allowed to take them?
Mm-hmm.
I assume so.
oh yeah,
That's smart.
she's got fat stacks of just like.
Seriously, look.
Don't bring out your.
I'm just saying. I just said it here.
What's the
I
best tip
was
you
at
ever got?
PetSmart last week and I saw that you guys sold chinchillas.
Hey,
Chinchilla-
down at my store.
Chinchillas are $150. Are you fucking kidding
You're
me?
not getting
They were like the most.
chinchilla?
Katie,
Okay,
would you get
I
a
don't work.
chinchilla discount? Like, could you go there and be like,
Yeah.
I'm on the inside. Let me get 20% off this.
I get.
No, we got wholesale
I would
chinchillas
get
right here.
15% off.
Oh my god, that
15%.
sounds so weird talking about it's something alive. I get 15% off the.
I get
I get
50%
wholesale
off
on
this
the
animal.
chinchillas.
Yeah. You want a chinchilla? I can get you a chinchilla by 2, man. There are ways you don't want to know.
Yo, back door right there. Loading dock. Meet me there.
Oh, loading dock. Okay. Oh, you said. Never mind.
Oh my god.
Of course you would go there.
What? Oh, come on. This is full circle because I started this
Back to
show
the
talking
Sharpies.
about typing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Analyzing.
I wanted to say one thing. I said this to Lefty. If you live in Tornado Alley, please don't bitch about a tornado destroying your entire fucking house. It's called Tornado Alley for a reason. Just want to say that.
I would
I don't know. I think
I-
I think I'd be pretty bummed if a
Yeah,
tornado
I mean, I'd
came.
be pretty-
I don't know
I'd
about
be pretty-
bitching. I'd be
But-
pretty bummed though.
But it happens every year. Like, California is different. It's like, oh, the big one's coming. If there was a fucking 9-point earthquake every year in California, people would move the fuck out of California.
Mm-hmm.
That's their home, man. That's their home.
But
It's
it's,
like
the
you
same thing
can't-
why homeless people. I don't understand why a homeless person sticks around in New York when it's freezing. Like, go somewhere else.
It's their
Go to
home.
Florida.
It's not that easy for someone who's got no income and they don't have a home to like make it all the way to Florida. And on top of that, people just get attached to the place that they live. It's like the same thing that happened in New Orleans after the flood. You know, lots of people stayed. I think I'd probably say most people probably stayed. I don't know the data, but if something is your home, then you're attached to it for a reason. It's really hard to just pick up
And some people
move
have reasons to
everything,
be there. They work
But
on
how are you
farms.
attached
They
to your
work
home when it gets obliterated and vaporized every year?
It's your
a new
home.
But it doesn't
home.
happen to the
Home is
same
scattered
people every
across
year.
3 states.
It doesn't happen to the same people every year. But I mean, I get what you're saying, but I don't know.
I get what you guys are saying too, but at the same time, it's like they act shocked every year. Like it happens every year. Same thing with the heat index in California. It's like, I can't believe it was this hot. It's never been this hot this year. It's like, really? Take a look at last year. It was the same 103 degrees last year. You know, when it comes to weather, there's no big surprise. The trends follow suit.
I don't know. I'm sympathetic, man. If it's your home, it's your home. It's like, especially if you have family and relatives there, then you have to all make a court. If that's important to you, then you all have to get together and decide. Well, I'm going to uproot everything, my job, my career, my everything, and then go take a chance in a completely new city. Like that's the other thing too is people are tied to their jobs. So it's like a lot of the people that live in.
But I don't think I would put that over the priority of the safety of my family too. Like, is that you have to weigh that? I mean, is it worth risking that a 200-mile-an-hour hurricane could murder my house and endanger my family for staying here?
I don't know.
I live in
Those are
Florida.
tough
and I've never
questions,
had problems with hurricanes. I've never had my house destroyed by a hurricane, and I've been in several.
I don't know. All I know is I watch. Wait, you've been in several hurricanes?
Yes, I've been in quite a few.
What's that like?
Very windy. It's actually really fun, believe it or not. I'm serious. I have fun.
In a hurricane, you have fun.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Is
can
the
go
eye
outside.
of the
It's just
hurricane?
really windy and rainy.
I'm not going outside in a
Depends on what
hurricane, you psycho.
I don't go outside when
there's-
it's lightning
I think which-
striking.
No. There's no lightning in
lower
hurricanes.
grades of hurricane to the point where it's not always like blowing houses off. I
Yeah.
imagine most hurricanes are probably
The
just
ma-
like, well, this is a pain in the ass, but it's not.
The majority of them are like 2s and 3s, which are like 60-mile-an-hour winds. I have fun because I would tie like plastic bags to like toy cars, like my nephew's toy cars, and let them go, and they just go flying down the street.
It's funny you
so
said that
fun.
because when you said I have fun at hurricanes, I picture what I would do was find like a telephone pole, take a bungee cord, and then put a snowboard on my feet, and then just let go with the wind.
You
I
got
don't know
creative
how it
with it,
works.
Chaz.
I like
That's
that.
what I was thinking. Like,
I was like,
you know,
where's
I'm
he
gonna have
going
fun.
with this? You find a telephone
Well, you need
pole.
the bungee cord and the telephone pole because if you just stand there with a snowboard, who knows where you're gonna fucking go? You know?
That's true. I don't know. All I know is I watched that video of the old lady that found the dog that she thought was dead in the
was so
rubble
cute.
while she was being interviewed, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
You
Done.
cried, not okay.
Yeah, I
that,
did.
right?
I did. I teared up.
Yeah.
Because she was so happy. That dog was her life. And she thought that dog was gone. And so she's giving basically the eulogy on CNN. And then, I don't remember exactly how, but then she looks at, is that the dog? And she lifts it up, and the dog's under there, and the dog's alive and look to be okay. It's like, oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Now I got to cry and show emotions, and
Yeah.
I was just really happy to see this lady that thought she had lost everything, and then
She like didn't know what to do with herself either. She was like, oh.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. At that point, you're kind of like Helen Hunt in the movie Castaway. You know.
Do I move on now to a new dog? I think me and Hutch should just get like poster boards of cute, adorable puppies. So when Lefty goes off on a tirade, we just hold them up.
Oh,
Aw.
puppy.
I'm
My
a sucker
puppy-
for
I
cute
have
puppies.
I have the cutest fucking puppy in the world, dude. He gets so ashamed if he does something wrong. I wish I could show you a picture, but he does this thing, and if I pick him up, there's like a 50% chance I'm putting him in his little pen to go to bed, and a 50% chance that I'm just saying hi. So he's always really apprehensive at first, and then if he figures out that it's like the good kind of pickup and I want to rub his belly, then he sits there and like, God, he's the fucking cutest puppy ever. Charles is amazing.
I went through an old Lefty show one where he screamed or whatever in the middle of the show.
Oh, about
And
his
then he
pooping.
got up like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Oh, he's pooping."
Yeah, he was pooping
think that
on the
was the
carpet
first
like right
one.
next to me. Yeah. So, he was a pain in the ass like when we first got him, but he's mellowed out a lot. He's probably like 7 months old at this point, or like yeah, about 7 months old. And he's getting a little better.
What kind of dog?
He's a mixture of Chihuahua. He's a short hair mix, and then we don't know what he's mixed with. We think it's a Greyhound, but he's got like a huge giraffe neck, and he looks like he trots like a deer.
It would probably be an Italian Greyhound or a Whippet.
Mitch,
Yeah.
you know that thing on the
I don't see a Greyhound and a Chihuahua doing anything.
See, so someone told me we took him out for a walk, and someone told me that he might be part fox, and I don't know if they were just joking or if that's at all possible.
I want a fucking wolf dog.
I don't think so. I don't think. They're
They're different species.
Yeah, they can't
Yeah.
breed.
You can't.
Well, they
crossbreed.
probably. It's possible, I'm sure, but it might be. I don't know.
Somebody
I've
got
never
this.
heard of such thing.
Domesticate
Did it-
wolves.
They
do
tried.
have
one.
that.
They've tried,
have
and
one.
they've tried, and it doesn't work. They've tried.
I have a wolf hybrid.
You really?
Hybrid.
Yeah.
Does it get more miles to the gallon?
Oh,
She's got to plug them in. They've got outlets now. Just to plug them in.
but yeah, I do.
That's fucking badass.
No, there's a documentary on Netflix about dogs, and they did this experiment where they tried to domesticate wolves, and it just did not work. Like pure wolves, 100% wolves. No,
Oh, really?
I'm a little
Right,
scared
right
of how
there.
you try to domesticate something.
they just don't listen. They just don't like up to a certain point. Like when they're puppies and they're young, they're nice, but they always inevitably. It's like kind of like chimpanzees or gorillas. Like some people try to domesticate them, but they always reach a point where it's just they're going to
Bite
do
your
whatever they
face
do.
off like that one lady.
Yeah.
They even did this experiment with foxes too, where they separated the aggressive foxes from the ones that were more timid and bashful, and they only bred the timid and bashful ones. And after like 4 generations, they looked and acted like dogs. So it was
They started
really,
turning into dogs, more of
It's-
domesticated small dogs.
yeah, it was really, really interesting. It's kind of like how that's how dogs came to be. Is like they theorized that it was wolves that were coming, and then they would befriend whatever hunter-gatherers group of people were there because they had food, and then they would breed, and then dogs came. I'm probably butchering how the fuck dogs came to be, but it's on Netflix and it's really interesting.
But that's funny. It's weird to think of a time where, you know, we all come to know like chickens, pigs are all domesticated, horses, you know, they get broken and stuff like that. There was a time when they just roamed wild and did what they wanted.
Yeah.
Like kitty cats cats can be assholes. They'll
Fuck cats.
gut something.
Fuck
Cats don't give a shit, dude.
If they will survive.
Yeah, they'll do whatever they need to do. They don't
All
give a
your
shit
shit.
about you.
You got a prairie dog.
They go for you for food and to clean out the shit box, and then that's it. They don't care beyond that.
They cuddle too, but when the shit hits the fan, they're fucking gone, dude. It's just like if the hurricane came, they're out of there. They don't care. Dog will run to you to protect. I had to, like the fire alarm went off in the apartment one time, and Liz grabbed the dog who really wanted to be in her arms, and then I got stuck with the cat who was clawing my back ferociously the whole time, looking for the first opportunity to
Get me
escape.
the fuck out of here. You're on your own.
No,
Yeah.
that sucks.
I felt like a man. I felt like I'm like, yeah, I got the cat. I felt kind of like proud of that.
I got
Like
kitty.
2 a.m.
Yes, kitty.
Yeah, you should hatch an evil plan. You should have hatched an evil plan while you had the cat in your arms.
Yeah, I missed an
Clawing at your
opportunity
back.
on
You
that one.
just pet it and hatch an evil plan to kill somebody. Anyway, I think we're gonna call it there. That's about the 2-hour mark. I think we started a little late, and then we foregoed the final break, so you got an extra 5 minutes or 3.5, 4.
Fuck math.
I'm bad at counting.
3 minutes, I think.
Anyway, welcome back. The welcome back party for Hutch. We thank him for coming back, and as always, life gets hectic, and we love him.
He'll be gone next week. Don't worry.
Want to
about it.
analize him, perhaps? No?
Shows up once a month just to make the quota.
Really? Come on, I had Gamer, and now I have... Gamer was gold. Gamer was comedy
that's
gold.
good.
Gamer, if you're homosexual and you play games, you're a gamer.
It's a little easy.
Oh, come on!
Yeah.
That's
come on.
gold,
little
Jerry.
obvious.
That's gold, Jerry. It's
A
gold.
little obvious. I prefer Gaby from what was that movie? Bruno. I thought Gaby was a better gay hybrid word. Remember that when he adopted the baby and he had a shirt that said Gaby?
I don't remember that part. I'll have to check it out then. I'll watch it right after Matrix Revolutions.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Do that
guys,
to
that's our
yourself.
time.
Oh,
We
goodness.
gotta get out of here. I just had to get in that one shot. Thank you guys for joining. We hope you enjoyed. As always, thank everybody that likes the stream. Twitters and links in the description for everybody. Be sure to check them all out. Thank you guys for joining. We hope you enjoyed. We're out. Peace.
Strudel dick.